Okay, sorry about the delay everyone, but welcome back to the ANZ Combined Racing League's final race of 2021, and it's the Catalan 6 hour here at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix circuit, 4.62 kilometres. We just had my game freeze up on the return to the grid originally, so we've had to restart the lobby, unfortunately. So we're going to have what's been a regular now for the Side Endurance Championship, where the first lap, we'll obviously go for a standing start here. The guys will organise themselves into grid order from the results of the qualifying, and they'll have their own manual start, so the time will start ticking down once they get going. But just to refresh everyone, J-Rud B put it on pole with a sensational lap of a 125.3 with Dark Racing 40. The man challenging Logical Sports for the championship, 5 points off the championship lead with a 126.959 in second. So then we'll have the two Toyotas on the second row with Commander Cirrus in third, with the Logical Sports in fourth. And the Logical Sports, as we said, is the championship leader, 5 points clear of Dark Racing 40. Now for the GT3s, we have Night Havoc on pole after Highlander had a one grid place penalty in the K-Pax McLaren. They're fighting for the championship lead. Night Havoc will find himself 2 points clear of Highlander and Dado Racer in that K-Pax McLaren. Third will be Night Havoc's teammate in the second of the Audi virtual drivers, and then Weary Knight will be fourth with a P51 Sim Sports Bentley, as with Tim and Jack will be on the third row, and alongside him will be Dark Lord 78 in the BAM Esports Porsche. So the guys are about to get going now, so we'll see them all go off and they'll get themselves into formation, and then the next time around we'll have the rolling start. So again, sorry about the delay, guys, but we had some technical issues where the game froze up on my end. So off we will go. We'll have J-Rud B out first, and then all the LMPHs will be sorting themselves out nice and early. And then we'll have Night Havoc coming on through there on pole with Highlander in second in the GT3s, with Commander Jim, the virtual driver's teammate of Night Havoc. Will he be his wingman and try and get an early jump on Highlander? It's a long race though, 3 hours with a ×2 time progression, with Weary Knight in fourth position in that big Bentley. So as I said earlier as well, he's trying to get that third position from Commander Jim. Only 1 point difference between those two cars, so it's a big moment there for those guys. And another one also we've got to remember, with Dark Lord 78 is only, how many? He's 1.5 points off Tim and Jack in the Bentley, the 87. So there's a challenge there also for the fifth position as well between those two drivers, fifth and sixth. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout the race as well, to see if Dark Lord can jump himself from sixth to fifth in that in the championship. As I said, he's only 1.5 points off the fifth place Tim and Jack in the championship. But here we go. We're coming on through to get this race started. What a lap we did see from J-Rud B. Well, we didn't see it, we just witnessed that time. As I said, that's a sensational time of 125.3. Don't know if it was assisted with a bit of a draft as well, and using that curves to well effect. There is an art to get these cars screaming. So J-Rud's going to come on through. They'll be going side by side. And then in the background there, we'll have the GT3 cars as well, Night Havoc. And all those guys time up. So they're given a good gap between the LMPHs this restart. So here we go with J-Rud B. And he's dropped the hammer, so off he goes with Dark Racing 40. Just making sure that he's not letting Commander Cirrus get that nose in. But Commander Cirrus looks a little bit racy early on. Decides just to hold back and let these tyres all come up to the operating temperature. But here he goes. He's letting his teammate go through early with the Logical Sports, taking it around turn 3. But let's go up front here. We've got Commander Jim and Night Havoc. Commander Jim, sorry, has made that position on Highlander early on. So the two Audi teammates are out there, and Commander Jim's buffering and behind that K-Pax car, the Challenger 2, Night Havoc, early on. So there you go. That was a nice move early on from Commander Jim off the start. So Highlander just trying to get that car organised. He obviously did that fast lap with a low fuel. He was had the fastest time, but had that taken away for a one-place grid penalty. And we can see Weary Knight and Tim and Jack in those Bentleys running nicely in 4th and 5th in class. As we come up through to complete our first racing lap. And J. Rudd B taking the honours for that first lap in the lead with Dark Racing 40, just 1.5 seconds behind in the Porsche. So these cars are going to catch up to the LMPHs fairly quickly as well. So it's going to get very busy once these drivers find themselves latching onto the GT3s. Because there's not much separating the GT3s early on in this race, as you can see. There's a nice little train, so they're very evenly matched. And as I said, they've got a long race in front of them. A big Xbox sim racing race here, 3 hours. There is an option for the drivers. If they do wish, they can come in and call for the AI to take control for a little while if they wish. With it set at 96% ability, and I think it was 76 aggression. And all they have to do is let it through the comms to let them know that they have switched over to AI. And that way there they can have a little break if they want, but most of the drivers won't be opting for that. So it's looking very good at the moment for Night Havoc early on, with having his wingman, Commander Jim, separating him from Highlander in that number 6 K-Pax McLaren. And Highlander now starting to get his groove on. Oh, as Dark Lord has a little bit of a moment coming out of turn 10. Hopefully he can just get back into a groove. Dark Lord found himself class victor at the Imola 4 hours as well in the GT4 category that we did a few weeks back. Won the class in the GT4, but didn't win outright, where the GT4s were upset by the touring cars by this man here, Dark Racing 40, in a little Renault Megane touring car. Oh, lifts it up on 2 wheels, does Dark Racing on the Porsche. As I said, very exciting corner there, turn 10. And plenty of action up around this top section here, turns 12 and 13 as well. And into this chicane. It's a love-hate relationship with a lot of drivers, this part of the circuit. And then straight onto the main straight here, and off they go. As, we've just got, thought for a minute there, Highlander and Commander Jim were swapping positions, but they weren't. But we got Weary Knight still following his teammate in that Bentley. So they're doing a good job together. The big throaty Bentleys. It's a great shot seeing them come out of turn 9 onto this little back straight. So we should be wrapped up at around 10 past 8, just after 10 past 8 after our little delay. So that's New South Wales Victorian time. So if we've got some people tuning in and wanting to come back to catch the end of this race to see how things go throughout the 3 hours, be sure to check in every now and then. Say hi. I'm your host, Woody Lizard, and hopefully we can bring some entertaining racing through the 3 hours. 10 cars, and hopefully we can finish with 10 cars as well. Obviously we had our little problem early on, and Commander Sirius has had a moment too. He's dropped a ton of time to his teammate. He's been on this lap too, so again this turn 10, we saw Darky raising it up on 2 wheels too. They're just catching that inside curb a little bit too hard. These cars are fairly low, and obviously upsetting the cars quite a bit. But they're going to have to make sure they stay off that curb. It's costing a lot of time. J Rudd B, out he goes with a 4-second lead. Absolutely flying in their team Yost. Number 7, Audi 18. Commander Sirius is coming into pit lane too, so I didn't think there was any damage to that car. So unless he's got some issues with grip with tyres or something, and he's trying to opt, that's what sometimes the drivers need to do. The members have had to, it's fine that they have to come in for a pit stop, and sometimes it'll give them that grip back. A little glitch in the game sometimes. You can see J Rudd B now mixing it up here with all the GT3 cars. And you can see Dark Racing 40 having a problem with getting through those P51 Sim Sport Bentleys, and this is where the J Rudd just needs to wait, but he's got the power to just to squirt back down the inside. It's only a short little straight between turns 12 and 13, but you can just see with the curves, J Rudd B are just able just to shoot through. And he's got a nice little run now to take on through, and he's also going to put Commander Sirius a lap down. So he's just coming out of pit lane, and he's just actually in front. So he's still on the lead lap, but only just. So hopefully he can get that Toyota moving, and maybe try and stay in front of J Rudd. It's going to be tough. There's Dark Racing 40 now. He'll be hanging around the outside, all the available grip. And duck it back in the inside. So a mobile chicane through turn 3, big right-hand sweeper. And Darky's had to work hard, so that'll put a few extra heat onto those soft tyres too. I believe the temperature is around about that, track temperature is around about 45, 50 degrees Celsius. So I'm not too sure. When during practice we were running with the soft tyres, they were handling okay. So Commander Jim and Knight have both skipped away a little bit from Highlander. We've got a 2-second lead. And Weary Knight's been able to latch on to the back of Highlander in the big Bentley. This looks like it could get a little bit interesting. So basically 6 laps, and the LMPHs are going to be lapping the GT3 cars. So it doesn't give it much time, and as the race progresses, it's all going to start spreading out even a little bit more. So it's going to be lapping. They won't have too many laps where they may have the track to themselves, the LMPHs either. So it's going to test their nerve, that's for sure. There's Porsche's coming on the main straight, so he's still staying intact to Tim and Jack. So he's got a visual, Dark Lord, on Tim and Jack. So that's an encouraging sign when after Dark Lord had that little spin early on out of turn 9, I think it was. Both Commander Jim and Highlander just keeping it within a second or so of one another. So the leading three of the GT3s are putting on the race at the moment, but we can see Logical Sports actually slowly now bridging that gap to Dark Racing 40 after they've cleared the GT3. So Logical Sports has had a good run, and he's now on his road to try and get in front of Dark Racing 40. You've got to remember that there's 5 points of difference that Logical Sports has on Dark Racing 40. Currently live standings would only be 3 points, as Dark Racing in second and a Logical Sports in third. So there'll be a 3 points difference. Basically, Darky needs to win this race, because if Logical needs to finish the race, that's a big important thing too. So Logical's got to make sure he can get to the end of this 3-hour race. But if it finishes this way and Logical even finishes fourth, there's only a 3 point difference between the points. So Darky would actually finish 2 points shy of the championship. So Darky needs to do everything he can to win this race and have a Logical finish third. No, better than third. So will some discussions be coming up to pit lane? We know Darky's a big Audi fanboy. So could that be a thingo here where the Audi gives way to the Porsche to give the Porsche the championship victory over Logical Sports if he finds himself stuck in third position throughout the rest of the race? So only time will tell, and it's a long time before we can even answer that question. 2 hours and 45 minutes remaining. So the guys have done a 3-hour race before when they're round 2 at Monza. It was a 6-hour in-game progression, but 3 hours with the times 2. So they have done it before, but I think Monza would be maybe a little bit easier on the guys than what around here at Catalunya. And Highlander now starting to give Commander Jim a little bit of a hurry up. And giving it a weary night too, sticking it with these guys, and Tim and Jack not too far either off these guys. And then we think the BAM Esports just coming out of the final corner. So basically the full length of the main straight separates 1 to 6 in the GT3s after 15 minutes of running. But Commander Jim, he's run wide, got a little bit wrong coming out of turn 2 and found the dirt on the outside, which upset the car, but he's fighting around the outside of turn 4, and this week he can stick it out here. He's going to have the inside run into turn 5. Highlander though, he's going to try and make it hard for him. Oh, this is close. He might have touched, but what great drive by both of them. That's Commander Jim. He knows there's a championship on the line for his teammate, and that's a great little bit of driving by Commander Jim. This is what they come out here for. They're not here just to give free positions. They're here to race here at ANZCRL Combined Racing League. The place to be for your ANZ Xbox sim races on project cars to the game. Yes, it's getting old, but it still gives a bit of enjoyment to a lot of our members. With the variety that we can choose from. As we said, wrapping things up. Oh, it's a bit taily for the McLaren of Highlander. He had to hold on to that one out of turn 12. Maybe had a little bit of a smile on his face as well, having a little bit of fun, but that's going to also wear those tyres out. Now the GT3s have a compulsory 3 stops as well, mandatory 3 stops. And if they don't get through those 3 stops, there is a 1-minute penalty per stop that they miss. So they could theoretically do this race with 2 stops. So the 3rd stop is there for obviously a stop and go pretty much. They can utilise it if they got a bit of damage as well. Or they might use it as a fuel strategy. They may not be filling up the tanks each go and just put a little bit less in and that third stop might be a little bit of a splash and go as well. So who knows? The Highlander is starting to light the wick here. Only a little bit off his fastest time so far in the race. Oh, and Weary Night. Is this? I think it actually might be LMPH getting through there. Yes, it is. It's J-Rud B again. So here he goes, lap 12. So that's 6 laps. Coming back through the GT3 field. And here he is now. Trying to not get held up if he can. Doing a good job. Giving him a lot of room. He's at another level, J-Rud, at the moment. He's come to these to this Team Yost's car like duck to water. As I said, the previous round in Britain, he only had pretty much 15 or 20 minutes before running in the car and put it on pole, took the race victory. And again tonight, this afternoon for the final round of this side endurance championship. Put it on pole again and leading this race by a handsome 7 seconds over the Porsche championship contender of Dark Racing 40. And Darky's been able to have a nice sweet run, as is Illogical, passing his P51 SimSports teammate in the GT3 class of Weary Night. And now he's trying to get onto the back of Commander Series, back in the pit lane again, so things aren't going well for that Toyota. Maybe it's handling issues. It's a shame. We've heard that over the course of these longer races, the car will be fine during practice qualifying, and then all of a sudden go to the race and it's totally different. And a few little bugs here and there and everything. So would be surprised if we say see Commander Series maybe swap into the AI for a little bit to have a breather. Who knows? But we'll wait and see. Or if he tries to tough it out. And this battle here is not letting up between Highlander and Commander Jim for P2 in class. As Highlander had to get off the throttle there, as Commander Jim seemed to be having some issues with that Audi turning into turn 10. Maybe ran a little bit too hot. Why don't we do a lap on board of this K-Pax McLaren, normally driven by Dado Racer, but tonight, this afternoon, by Highlander, and doing everything he can to try and get this K-Pax car the championship victory. So enjoy a lap here around Circuit Catalunya. So there we go, a lap on board, Highlander in the number 6 K-Pax McLaren, and you can see on board there. How much more mid-corner speed that McLaren seems to be able to hold. It's either the Audi of Commander Jim has really chewed up his rear tyres and struggling to keep that car under control mid-corner. He gets a turn in, but then he struggles mid-corner, and Highlander's all over him. And then the Audi seems to be able to get out a little bit, but it's a little bit twitchy on exit as well, we see, on power. So it could be that the tyres are just starting to wear on Commander Jim's car. As while we were on board there with Highlander, we saw Tim and Jack actually make a little mistake, and now he has dropped that position to Dark Lord, and so that's interesting for the championship as well. As I said before, that between those two guys there's only 1.5 points, but at the current, the difference between positions 5 and 6 in the championship is only 1 point difference with the allocation of points. So the BM Esports car of Dark Lord just needs to find another position and gain those 2 vital points that he needs to jump Tim and Jack to 5th position in the championship for this final race. So we'll keep an eye on that, but as we can see now, I think it might be Commander Cirrus coming on through. He's have a rotten start to this race. Either some tyre glitches, game glitches, something's not going right for him. As there be, he doesn't want to be doing that, Dark Lord, if he can try and avoid it. He's in a big fight here to make sure he can try and stay in front of Tim and Jack. And we can just hopefully find that, hopefully Commander Cirrus's car gets back to where he needs to be, and find that grip level back in that car. Qualified 30, he did a good time in qualifying. Commander Jim doing a great job being wingman to this man, Night Havoc. 1 point in front, actually 2 points, because he got it on pole after the big talking point of Highlander. So Highlander actually was the fastest man, but had 1 grid spot penalty. So the 1 bonus point goes to pole position, not to the fastest lap of qualifying of each class. So Highlander, replacement of Dado Racer, as we said, was the fastest man in qualifying, but with that 1 grid spot penalty for probably not engaging his pit limiter on pit exit or releasing a bit too early, has cost him getting that 1 bonus point, which would have had them tied for points between him and Night Havoc. But with Night Havoc gaining that position, has now found himself 2 points in the championship in front. And there's only 2 points separating first and second, so and also second and third. So there's they can be tied for points. It'll go and count back on victories, and that'll obviously clearly go to Night Havoc. He's been, I think he's had 3 race victories throughout the season. There's only a five round championship that we've done during the in between the series, official series of 2021. As you can see, the low frame of the LMP H's, I think that's Commander Cirrus, compared to the bigger GT3s. So he's just trying to make amends now. He's actually, as you can see, probably 2 laps down, or 1 lap down. Maybe going to be 2 laps down. As here he comes, J Rugby. Leader of the race, going to be putting Commander Cirrus down a second lap. And here we go, we're going to have the 2 leaders in shot in class very shortly, as J Rugby coming onto the back of Night Havoc as well. There he goes. So the 2 class leaders of this race. Both Audis as well, matter of fact. So there you go. We've got the number 7, sorry, Team Audi Yost car, the R18, and then the Audi R8 LMS of Night Havoc. So Commander Cirrus now is maybe able to have a little, as we were about to say, to see if he can follow, and as we do, we'll go on this one lap here. I enjoy a lap here on J Rudd B in this Audi after Commander Cirrus found the wall on exit of the final corner, unfortunately. Things not going well there for him. Very quiet Audi R18, the LMPH diesel. And that's just down into turn 5. This is turn 6 now. It's turn 7 and 8. And if I just bring up the speed, we might see if he stays flat out through here, up through turn 9. As you can see, just a little feather the throttle. But very, very aero-dependent cars these, and very sticks to the road. So Lloyd, he was asking obviously who was Dado's replacement, and I think he might have got that earlier when we were talking about that with Highlander. There's a fairly quick lap around Catalunya with J Rudd B. Had a clear track for that lap around, and goes fastest with a 1:26.755. So you're on board with J Rudd taking the fastest lap of the race. So Highlander, we've been in that moment there. Unfortunately, we've missed Highlander making the move on Commander Jim. So now what can Highlander do? Can he break the 4-second gap, or nearly 4.7 seconds actually? Bridge that gap to Night Havoc in front. Doesn't have to go out all guns blazing, as we know in these long races. We've only gone 30 minutes into this race. We've had a little bit of action. Commander Cirrus, I don't know how long he's going to last getting into the pits every few laps. These things aren't going well for him. Again, the game is bitting him hard in its performance, unfortunately. And he always finds, though, the normal series that we run, where we might only run a 45-minute race or even an hour race, doesn't seem to have these problems. It's always been these longer races for some reason. He finds the practice qualifying works all right, come into the race, and for some reason, the game doesn't want to talk to his console. So these are the things that we've always had to put up with, a few little issues in the game. It's weird that it happens to some and not others. So he's up into sector 2, but I think he's going to lose that time there. Looks like he was struggling to get that power on out of turn 12. Ran a little bit wide, but if he did have that power on and get momentum, you may see Highlander put down his fastest lap of his race. Night Havoc did a 46.9 that previous lap. That lap there, and there we go. Highlander with his fastest lap of the race after he's been able to clear himself from Commander Jim with a 46.578. Now we may just bring up the timings while we can and have a look. We've got obviously J Rudd with the fastest lap of the LMPHs with a 26.755, and we're on board for that lap as well, so that was very good for our viewers. And then the GT3s, we have Night Havoc with a 46.230, so a little bit faster than Highlander, but as we said, Highlander's on the move. That was his fastest lap of the race. And look, I can just have a look at there. Look at Commander Cirrus's ping on our screen. Drop into red, up to yellow, so that could be a problem why he's having these issues too. The ping for him is fluctuating from bad to just acceptable, so that's unfortunate. but that's also our infrastructure here in Australia. Hence why we don't race with people over our Northern Hemisphere friends, and we keep it mainly zoned in here for Australia, New Zealand only, for ping issues and lobby stability. We have a lot more success keeping it to our region. And also the Northern Hemisphere people, I believe, have still some good active leagues out there on Project Cars 2 for Xbox. There's plenty around. Obviously, slowly struggling, and there we go. So that will be the fastest lap of the race, the 46.160 by Highlander. Taking the fastest lap now from Night Havoc. Unfortunately, there's no bonus points for fastest lap. But that's a pretty impressive time by Highlander, 46.1 in the McLaren. And now he's just got that within just on that 4-second mark. So he's making his way forward now. He's got a long time in this race, so he doesn't have to hurry, that's for sure. There's Dark Racing 40. There's the two Porsches in the two different divisions, different classes. Under the BME sports car of Dark Lord, and then Dark Racing 40, the two Darkies in Porsches. Unfortunately, Dark Racing's teammate Nürburger could not make the race. Originally, he was going to make it in the number 1 Porsche. We were going to have 5 LMPHs here this afternoon, which would have been very exciting. But unfortunately, it didn't eventuate. Obviously, he cropped up in the afternoon for Nürburger, unable to make it, which is a shame. Still 10 cars on the grid for a 3-hour race. He's not bad at all. And I'll tell you what, the GT3 class is still very competitive. There's not much in everyone. They're still on the same lap, motoring around. So the way the Darkie's going, he's obviously wanting to make sure J-Rod B stays in this race, and also if Darkie can get this victory over J-Rod B, and J-Rod B finishes in second, and Illogical Sports stays in third, it'll be Dark Racing's championship. So that's a and he'll win by only 1 point. So 5 points of difference at the moment, well, if we're talking live result at the moment, there's only 3 points of difference between Dark Racing 40 and Illogical Sports. But the only way he's going to win this championship is by him winning the race and Illogical Sport not finishing any better than third. So Illogical currently in third in the Toyota. So he's not guaranteed this championship sitting in this position at the moment, Illogical. As we know, it's got a long way in front of us yet, 2 hours and 23 minutes. You never know if they have some problems in pit lane, anything like that for a pit stop. Changing strategies around can also cause a few issues with drivers, losing concentration. That's the big one, the concentration for 3 hours. It's a big task. Anyone in any sim racing on any platform, any game, any as I said, any platform will understand 3 hours is mentally draining. Also a little bit physical as well. So definitely it's a real mental game as here comes Illogical around the outside of the Bentley. And that looks like Tim and, oh, it's not Tim and Jack actually. There's another Bentley's getting done by the fellow Toyota of Commander Cirrus. So both Bentleys in the same lap. That was Weary Knight, actually, who's in position 4. Still within touch of Commander Jim, and Dark Lord actually 20 seconds off the pace behind. Is doing not a bad job, so he's still within striking distance of the big Bentleys as well. And then we know the Bentleys are going to use a little bit more fuel than the Porsche as well. So he may start with eventually, as I said, of the 3 stops. The Porsche may find himself, even though he's not lapping as fast as Weary Knight, if he can keep consistent, you never know. He needs to make that 1 extra position so he can gain that 5th position in the championship. Currently 6 over Tim and Jack, who's down there in 6th position in the second of the Bentleys. Tim and Jack, I mean, J-Rod B, absolutely flying with a 25.728. So that's that lap there would have been his previous lap and his fastest lap of the race. So a clear 2 seconds faster than anyone else. Unbelievable. As I said earlier, he's jumped into this for the final 2 rounds like a duck to water in this Audi R18. And the questions need to be asked maybe, what was Matty seeking doing in that car earlier in the championship with the pace that Jay Rudd's been able to squeeze out of this car. And we know that we also had Simo Racing 4 signed up to this series as well. We know Simo's a very fast driver, and I don't know if Simo even took track. I don't think he even got involved into this series. No, he didn't. So we had Dark Lord jump into the number 7 Audi Sport team, and the 6 Hours of Monza, finishing 4th in that race. And there was no Audis. Actually, Dark Lord was in the Audi again at California, but he didn't finish. Finished only on 62 laps. And then, as I said, 24-hour Britain race, we had J. Rudd B jump in and finally put that Audi in P1 after 83 circuits around between the Silverstone circuit, over 2 hours and 25 minutes for a simulated 24-hour race. So he's outstanding at the moment, J. Rudd B. Just going through at the moment. Looks like Commander Jim has got that Toyota of Commander Cirrus coming on through. So as we said, that high ping rate that maybe Commander Cirrus is experiencing may have been causing him to have a few little issues where we've seen him go off out of the final corner and things like that. Maybe a few little screen tears or frame drops. These cars, as you can imagine, are so twitchy, so lively that any little twitching of the screen can be costly. You need a lot of quick inputs if things start to go wrong, and you need to be on the ball fairly quickly. And that's the Logical Sports fastest lap of the race, and I would believe that the fuel levels are starting to creep down. Yes, 17.4 litres remaining in this Toyota. And the Audi's only 7.9, but it's very, very fuel efficient. Just getting caught up behind the big Bentley. I'm just trying to check on that number there. I can't quite get the number of it, but I think that might be, yeah, that was of Weary Knight. And 14.6 for the Porsche. So the Porsche and the Toyotas are roughly the same. They will be sort of pitting around the same time. Now the leading Audi of Night Havoc still managing to keep about a 5-second gap to Highlander. So Highlander's just dropped a little bit. He got it within 4 seconds, but he's got 61 litres of fuel to the 72. We've seen the McLaren actually really good on fuel. So one of the late stoppers. Same again for the Commander Jim. Now that Bentley very thirsty, 17.9. So we'll be seeing him in sometime shortly. And as you can see, the Porsche on 63. So and Tim and Jack on 31. So I'd say that we've probably seen Weary Knight start on a low fuel tank. Obviously a fuel strategy, knowing how much fuel he's going to need to take on. So he's probably going to top him up, or he's not going to quite fill this Bentley up. But he's going to, we expect him in the lane first of the GT3 cars, all being well without any incident, because he is definitely low on fuel. So that is what we're talking about between these two. Dark Lord 78 needs to try and manage to finish 4th in this race if Tim and Jack finishes in 6th. Well, wherever he finishes, he needs to basically put himself 2 positions in front of Tim and Jack. Oh, as we see one of the Toyotas come flying out of turn 9. Very exciting, the LMPHs. If you haven't given them a go here on Project Cars 2, I really suggest getting used to the cars. Remember that they love the aero. Don't worry, because they've got straights. You should take a lot of aero out. These cars, you've got your curves. You've got to know when to use it. Usually early on, get that speed up quicker. Then using it long time. So obviously at Le Mans, you use them coming onto the main straights and using them all up. I mean, get that power out of the corners. Reach that top speed as quick as you can. Better than actually conserving and then trying to get a topper speed, because you actually lose out. It's quicker to get up to that top speed and not actually being able to keep increasing that top speed. Get up there quicker, and you get through that straight a lot faster. But a circuit like this with a lot of corners and a little bits of straights, they found that the little squirts here and there are the go. So they're manually pressing the button. You've got to manually press it in the LMPH class, which I think is we'll call them LMP1H or whatever they're called. And then the LMP1s, the older ones, they're automatic. So you can give those automatic ones a go first, get your head around them. And yeah, you'll find these cars are very enjoyable to drive. Enjoy the circuit as it just flies by. This Commander Series is in again. Can't quite see if there's any evidence of any damage. You just don't see him actually in pit lane properly like most other tracks. And here comes Darky. Down the inside of turn 3. Lost a little bit of time. And they'll play the long game. They have to play the long game. And Darky just needs to try, and as we keep saying, trying to win this race with J. Rudby finishing second to put a car between him and a Logical for the championship. With Night Havoc's teammate, Commander Jim. Done a great job off the start of the race. Was in P3 and got in between him and Highlander early on to protect Night Havoc from any early challenge from the McLaren. The GT3's Commander Jim will just see that LMPH just take off out of turn 9 and just going, oh, wish we had some of that aero, that downforce. And the next one, a Logical weak coming up to overtake will be Highlander. And may get him in a good spot here, coming down into the down the main straight, the starting straight, I'd say. He'll get him before turn 1. So won't hold up either driver. as Highlander can see, got that visual of Knight having now within 4 seconds, the gap. Highlander again, fastest lap that time around for himself of 1:45.975. So that'll be probably the fastest lap of the race for the GT3. Yes, it is. As Knight Havoc had a 46.085. So Highlander, the fastest man on track that previous time around for the GT3s, and taking the fastest lap so far of the race. We're reaching the hour mark shortly. Oh, another 12 minutes remaining. As J. Rudd B into the pit lane. So his fuel is down very low. So here comes Dark Racing 40. Coming through turn 12. So he's going to take the lead of this race. J. Rudd has led from the start. As you can see them there in the pits being serviced. And in the background there, J. Rudd B looks like he's about to be released shortly. So Darky finds himself in P1, and he'll be in within the next two laps maybe. He might squeeze another this lap and another, as he's fighting for his fastest lap, only 0.081 off his fastest lap. So here's his go time. As a logical has been able, J. Rudd B's just coming out of pit lane now. And we're going to see Dark Racing 40 again coming up to his fellow Porsche GT3 division driver of Dark Lord, the BAM Esports, the number 91 Porsche. Doing a good job out there. He's got a little bit of a battle there actually with Tim and Jack. He's only 2.8 seconds, close to 3 seconds in front. It's been like that for quite a while, so that's going to be an entertaining race for both Tim and Jack and Dark Lord. Been fighting hard throughout this 5-round championship. But Tim and Jack, he did have a moment somewhere where we missed that, where he was actually in front, and he wasn't too far off Weary Knight, his teammate, either. So, and ever since he's had that moment, he hasn't been able to push on. So maybe he's just in that more, let's just stay comfortable zone, long race, and just protect that 5th position he has in the championship over Dark Lord in the Porsche. You can see there a little bit of confusion of where that LMPH was going to be. Tim and Jack was thinking it might have stayed down the inside, but it was already been balked a little bit. So in a logical, just does not want to be held up any time, because his championship, he knows that he needs to finish in 2nd position to be guaranteed the championship regardless of where Darky finishes. So at this stage, J. Rudd B will be still the effective race leader, and Darky will probably drop back into 2nd position with a logical in 3rd. He's just on that cusp of still keeping that championship, but if, as we said, if Darky can take the victory here with J. Rudd B in 2nd and logical only in 3rd, it'll give the championship to Dark Racing 40 in the Porsche. And J. Rudd B absolutely put an end to any of these two drivers, especially Dark Racing 40. He actually had the early pole, as both Bentleys are in. Weary Knight has come in, and same as Tim and Jack. So that's put Dark Lord now up into 8th position. And looking good in the fuel fuel number as well. As is this man Highlander, now really getting onto the back of Night Havoc. So this battle's been going for the good hour, with Highlander being caught behind Night Havoc's teammate Commander Jim for a good probably half an hour of the race, the opening half an hour, until he made that move, which unfortunately we didn't catch. Highlander again, fastest man on track with a 45.781. So he is now at 1. So obviously this McLaren feels really good with that mid-fuel levels. And will we see a logical? We'll keep on a logical sports. No, well, that was actually that was Commander Cirrus. Sorry, I thought it might have been a logical. Darky's in the pit lane. Looks like a logical's going to be able to squeeze out another lap, so he is. Darky wasn't able to do another one, 1.9 litres, so he's in pit lane. So a logical now takes lead of this motor race as the big Bentley comes out of Tim and Jack. So will we see a good time from a logical sports sector 1? Is he up? No, he's not. I'd be saying that these guys too, they're running on soft tyres, our intel say, on 50-degree track temperatures. Obviously they'll be swapping over the tyres each pit stop, unless they put a hards on, but that's the slower option. Even though with these high track temperatures, these LMPHs still can handle that with the aero that they have, and the soft tyres still work. GT3s are a different story though. They would see that these guys may be on hards. I'm not too sure. I think it'd be a struggle on softs. But here comes Highlander. On this man who's led the race from the start of the race, a bit like J-Rud B. J-Rud B's lost the lead due to the pit cycles, but he will regain that lead once a logical takes his stop for fuel and tyres. So he's been a class of his own here at Night Havoc in this championship, but late on as well, the consistency of Dado Racer in the number 6 K-Packs has kept that McLaren in contention. As we said, there's only the 2 points difference before the start of this race after the pole position went to Night Havoc due to default from Highlander, who should have had it on pole if he did not get that 1 grid spot penalty, and that would have given him, they would have been on equal points, and would have been whoever basically finished out on top would have taken the championship. But at this stage there's a 2 point gap, and from first to second there is only 2 points difference. 10 points for first, 8 for second, and it'll go on count back. As I said earlier, it'll go to Night Havoc the championship if they say even points. So Night Havoc really needs his teammate Commander Jim to get involved in this race and try and hold off into second position, just in case Highlander does win this race. And he's actually starting to up the pace very strongly here at the moment, Highlander. Faster again than Night Havoc, only by a little bit. The logical now into pit lane, taking his first stop. Now the LMPHs don't have a mandatory stop, a number of mandatory stops, whereas the GT3s actually have a 3 mandatory stop. So we've both seen Weary Knight and Tim and Jack already take their first stop of 3. So if you're in the chat there watching the stream, have a little read of the chat. You've got Dado Racer, the man that's normally in this K-Pax McLaren, saying that really starts to hook up after 60 litres. So it's in the sweet spot at the moment for Highlander, and we've witnessed that with him having the fastest lap of the race in the GT3 class, and now starting to make inroads on Night Havoc. As here comes the class leader, the overall leader, Joe Rugby, down the inside. And just going to have to hold up, but he'll be able to get him, J Rugby will be able to get Night Havoc around the outside. Very easy. Still gets to cut into the apex. Unbelievable. Acceleration of these things is insane, especially with the access of the curves button. So we've all been filtered through the pit stop, so the positions have now stabilised back to where they were, with J Rugby leading this race, and Dark Racing 40 in second, with the Logical Sports in third. And Commander Cirrus having all sorts of issues in this Toyota, which I think it would be more a connection issue more than anything, in the fourth position. Fortunately, we didn't get the second Porsche on track, which we thought we were with that Nürburger, but wasn't able to make it. So we're almost an hour down, and the GT3 class has been the class that has provided the racing with well, basically Highlander, as we said, Dado Race's team, fill-in driver, trying to clinch this title for the McLaren, or it's Night Havoc bouncing over the curbs of the final chicane. Obviously trying to fight for this win, but so Dado, just to get him up to speed if he's not too aware, Highlander did get the fastest time of the GT3 cars, which would have given him the bonus point for pole, but unfortunately he had a one grid position penalty, so based on the one bonus point for pole, the pole went to this man, Night Havoc. So that gave him one extra point towards the championship. So that came before the start of the race, 2 points in the lead. Whereas if it was around the other way, they would have been even on points, and it would have been wherever the driver finished will take this championship. But at this stage, Highlander needs to have a 2-place position difference from him and Night Havoc for the K-Pax car to come out on top. We've got 2 hours to decide this, and plenty of racing. And the way these two have been going, I tell you what, it's going to be a hard-fought race for the next 2 hours, and it will be going into the dark as well before the end of this race. So that's another challenge for the drivers. Will be the sun setting, and then also the reference points without the sunlight. So they'll be relying on their headlights as it will go dark. It's Dark Racing 40. There's plenty of darks going on around here. We've got Dark Racing 40 and Dark Lord, both in Porsches, as we said earlier. These are 2 different classes. Not much that Darky can do. He's just got to hold on. These two won't be given away, because they're fighting for this championship and for the race victory as well in class. Darky says, see you later, and off he goes. Weary Knight's starting to now creep also onto the back. He's about 5 or so seconds behind. The timing's not right, so he's actually 14 seconds. So the timing again, like always, starts playing up. So it looked like there that it was only a 5-second difference, but it's around about 14-second difference. So we'll go back to here, the lead of this challenge for the lead. As you can see, they can go long into the hour with fuel, these cars. So as I said earlier, they would be able to do this race in 2 stops. They got that extra third mandatory stop that must be taken. If they do not take that third stop, there is a 1 minute end of race time penalty applied. So a transition through pit lane for a stop and go will probably only take around about, or be under 30 seconds, I'd imagine. So probably around about 26 seconds or so. By the time they sort of slow in there and get back up to pace, they probably would lose roughly 20 seconds on the opposition. So it is vital that they take that third stop somewhere along the line, as Commander Cirrus is becoming very friendly in pit lane. So he's in visiting again. They can't throw enough Dunlops on that car, or Michelins I think they run. And off he goes again. So he's having a torrid race. So it's been a very hard season in this Endurance Championship for Commander Cirrus. He's actually had his highlights there. 6 hours of Monza, he actually finished second. 2 Dark Racing 40. He beat his teammate and championship leader Logical Sports, and also had the fastest lap around Monza as well. So absolutely killed it around there at Monza. And then again, he at the California Sunset 5-hour race for round 3, both Logical Sports and Commander Cirrus and those Toyotas came first and second respectively. So found himself on the podium again. But then those other races, he struggled, finished a low 5th position last time around at round 4 at Britain for the 24-hour race. And you could say that's all when he's obviously moved house as well, so that's really affected him. But credit to Commander Cirrus, he's still circulating, still giving it a go, because he knows that the bit of enjoyment might start coming in shortly with the sun setting. So the visuals in this game starts getting the drivers, when they're starting to get a little bit doughy now, they'll start thinking, oh, when they see some of these visuals, oh, how good's this game, you know, with these visuals and all that, it just, the immersion starts to kick in a little bit for us console sim racers. And the other game I believe is obviously the Assetto Corsa Competizione. Offers that sort of realism. And a very good game at that as well, with a lot of console sim racers choosing that game of choice for their fix in this very enjoyable hobby of sim racing. It's getting ever so popular thanks to a lot of our PC compatriots on games like iRacing and Automobilista, and also the Project Cars franchise on PC. And you can go through many of other games as well. The original Assetto Corsa, I think a lot of people will enjoy, with all the mods and all that sort of stuff. But during COVID, I think a lot of people were shown a lot of professional drivers in sim racing games, just to fill the void of no racing. We've seen a lot of Formula 1 stars. Oh, Commander Cirrus takes that curve up and does a half a woody. And Highlander into the pit lane. So has this been a mistake from Highlander, or is this a mandatory stop? He had 38 litres. I reckon this is for him to put some new tyres on and try and do the undercut on Night Havoc. As you can see, he had a lot more fuel than about 10 litres more. That McLaren is very good on fuel. As Commander Jim stuck out on track, right in the middle. So is this going to be a disconnect from Commander Jim? I hope not, but we don't know. He's stuck out there on track. It doesn't look like it will be a disconnect on lap 37. Not too sure what that's all about. Maybe he's had a something go on at where he's had to just quickly jump out for some reason, a personal matter. Hopefully it's not to do as we call it, a Commander Cirrus and visit that toilet. So he's still obviously in the lobby. Something is going on with him parked up out there, and he's parked out there for a reason, so he's not going to get in the way of anyone. So I think he's had to do something. So that's thoughtful for Commander Jim to do that, but that's also now bringing going to make it harder for Night Havoc. He won't have his wingman of Commander Jim to help him out, as Commander Jim is now a lap down. And still stationary there. Oh, now he's going. So obviously he's had to go out and do something. And obviously that will be fed back throughout the group after the race, and we'll find out exactly what happened there. But after an hour and 10 minutes, we have got J. Rudd B leading this race. Oh, a bit taily through turn 2. Over this man, Dark Racing 40, who's 30 seconds behind and not giving up an inch at all. And Logical Sports, again, 30 seconds behind Dark Racing, so he's still well and truly in this fight. So basically a minute off from the lead of the race as well. So well done to Logical, going hard as always. But Commander Cirrus still circulating in a very battered up, and tell you what, everyone down pit straight has seen plenty of this car in the pit lane, and all the corporate people above. Oh, misses the turn in, takes a safer route through the chicane. And this man, Night Havoc, now we did have Highlander right on the back of Night Havoc, and obviously Highlander decided to take a strategic call to pit in early. And we've got obviously teammate of Night Havoc, Commander Jim, in pit lane. And losing laps each time these guys keep going around. So Highlander. So this was maybe for just some damage. He got no fuel. So he went into pit lane. Either he had some damage or his tyres were absolutely shot. So he thought, well, or is he working backwards? Got that third mandatory stop out of the way, which he put maybe just some fresh tyres on. And now he'll just run till he's empty, fill it up, and then go again, and then take his third stop where he'll fill up. So he could be doing a reverse strategy to everyone else, actually. So where Night Havoc may just go for a quick stop as his third, Highlander will be caught up there for a while because he's already done his quicker stop, and maybe got some damage repaired at the same time as Dark Lord runs wide, and as his fellow Porsche driver comes on through. We seem to switch over to these guys each time the two Porsches are side by side. Weary Night going around, and we've still got Tim and Jack still in pit lane, so not too sure what's going on there, unless it's a very lengthy pit stop. Actually, is he rolling yet? No, he's not rolling. So he's been there for a long time. He could have used his AI option as well when he came into pit there. He could have switched over to the AI, and at least it would have been circulating. A bit late now. Tim and Jack now up into 5th position because of Commander Jim having some sort of issue. So not too sure what's going on. I'm just trying to read into our group just to see if we've got anything coming from Commander Jim, sorry. Nothing there, so obviously something's gone astray, and he's got himself back in pit lane, so it's a safer option than being stuck out on track. There you go, Commander Cirrus back in pit lane again. So, oh my God, that's not been a very enjoyable time. I think it's about time we really get throaty and get on board and enjoy a lap around this circuit in this nice presented Bentley of Weary Night. Enjoy. So just been clarified that Commander Jim is actually retired. That of J Rudd B running around the outside of turn 12 over Weary Night. Just see, and we're going to have another LMPH, I think, or something. It's behind him. I'm not too sure. It'll be just a lapped GT3 car actually. So there's on board. There's a lap around with Weary Night, and that's what it is. It's actually. Night Havoc coming to lap Weary Night, but Weary Night and Tim and Jack actually have already pitted, and we also, as I said, Highlander has already pitted. I might just bring up the timings again just to clarify. I think it was lap maybe it was 37. That Commander Jim had when he retired. Not on the screen there at the moment. That's unfortunate. Something there has happened where he's had to retire after having a good run out there. So that's a big moment also now. So I'll just have a look if it is actually a big moment. It may or may not be for the championship. Yes, it is. It's where Weary Night will actually take this third position in the championship. Because there was only 1 point difference between Commander Jim and Weary Night for the fight for third. Tim and Jack was actually too far away to benefit anything. You'd actually have to win the race for him to actually take the another position from Commander Jim, and Tim and Jack was in 5th. So at this stage it looks like Weary Night obviously As long as he finishes or makes 70% of the race, Weary Knight will come home in third in the championship. So that's a big telling factor in this final race here at the Catalan 6-hour race, with the retirement of Commander Jim in the number 14 team virtual drivers Audi R8. But his teammate still out in front, doing a tremendous job. See, those shadows are starting to creep onto the circuit proper now. So Weary Knight may want to try and hold off Night Havoc from actually lapping him if he can too. As we can see that Night Havoc will probably be in the pits within the next maybe 4 laps. 3 or 4 laps. Night Havoc may, he's got to push though, because Highlander has worked on a different strategy for this race. Be a bit of cat and mouse here. It's like a big game of motorsport chess, these endurance races. It's been said, and it'll be said again, that it always opens up with the last half an hour, sometimes even only the last 10 minutes. The race comes alive again. But this middle period here, it's all trying to think and strategy, what other people are doing. Also just going around, just getting those lap numbers done, and just watch that clock tick down, you know, and try and keep your mind stimulated at the same time, and don't fall into a little bit of a staring moment or a little bit of a relaxed moment, and that's where things go wrong. So as I said, these visuals that are starting to happen out on track will maybe try and keep the drivers a little bit more alert. They've got to start thinking about their different visuals for braking points as it's going to start getting dark. They'll start concentrating on that as well. Oh, there's a front bumper from a, I don't know if is that a Porsche? No, it wasn't a Porsche. No, it looks like it's actually a Toyota. That's what it was. Of Commander Cirrus. So he'll be visiting pit lane again. So that's unfortunate for the young bloke. Definitely look a very ugly car without that front part of the car. They look a lot more of a race car, as you can see from his teammate, Logical Sports. Things are going right for a Logical in the number 6. He'll be happy knowing to see that Dark Racing 40 hasn't been able to do much as far as reining in J. Rudd B in their leading Audi. So knowing that the Porsche is probably doing all it can do, and so that's a good sign for a Logical, knowing that he can just finish here in 3rd position and still take the championship. Not so much can be said, but for Night Havoc, as we said, he's still just fighting to make the blue flags be waved. So Weary Knight has obviously let him on through for turn 4. And we could imagine Night Havoc will be visiting pit lane very shortly, as Dark Lord is coming in to pit lane for one of his mandatory stops. So we'll see where Tim and Jack ends up. There he's coming on through. Turn 12, As I don't know if I think that the GT3 car, I think he's actually coming out, Dark Lord. Yes, he is. So he's already had his stop. So the Porsche has actually been able to bridge a bigger gap to Tim and Jack. It was only when Tim and Jack pitted, I think there was only a gap of around about 4 seconds. So now we'll wait for these timings for Tim and Jack to come over the starting strip, and we should see what the difference is now. It's around about that 11 seconds. So he's actually pulled out that staying out longer for Dark Lord. Has been able to net him a probably a 6-second advantage. So they're going to have a good ding-dong battle for another hour and a half, I'd say. Okay, so we just might get Commander Jim in to my party chat if I can. So we'll see if Commander Jim actually can join in. He can. So we'll probably find out exactly what has gone on. So we'll see if Commander Jim actually can join. So howdy, Commander Jim. You might just have to make sure that you select your audio button if it came up in the party chat.
I would have, yep. I ticked that box.
Welcome, mate. What a good run that you had, but something's gone wrong there out of turn 10 there. We've seen you parked up there at the Catalunya area, in the big red area, parked up. What went wrong, mate?
It was a good run. I was having lots of fun. At some point on that lap, my wheel just got stuck in second gear, and I couldn't change gears, and none of the buttons on my wheel were working. And this is my new Fanatec CSL DD too. This was my first race with it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So I used the controller to get into the pits. I tried unplugging it, replugging it, turning it on, off, nothing.
Oh, bugger. So hopefully that's just this one off, and it's not something that you may have to go through the whole process of a warranty, and but you can obviously test that out later on, maybe on a different game anyway. But hard luck, buddy. It was a very good run and a great start from you as well. I mentioned in the broadcast because it was very important that you got in front of Highlander, and you did that really well. And you had a good battle there for half an hour, keeping him at bay. It was a sensational viewing for everyone.
It was good fun.
Yeah. So, and other than that, I think you were on a good chance of coming home third in this race, and maybe even third in the championship.
That was the goal.
But that looks like that's given Weary Knight the opportunity if he can finish this race now, unfortunately, through that wheel issue.
Yep.
But tell us, Night Havoc, now your teammate, he's actually in pit lane. Now, we saw a different pit strategy from Highlander. He came in early.
Okay.
He didn't put any fuel on. He came in, so I don't think there was any damage. I think he's just come in for that third, what will end up being a third stop and go. I think he came in and took that early, so he's doing it reverse.
Was he still stuck behind Night Havoc at that time?
Yes, he was.
Okay, so maybe he was trying to get clearer.
Yeah, so could be it, but he didn't put fuel on. We don't know if he put tyres on, so were you guys running softs or hards at all?
The hards, yeah. The softs on this track, they're useless.
Yeah, fair enough. So, so Highlander is obviously, I think that's what he's done. So, effectively, he's the leader, and he'll probably have a bit of a gap now on your teammate. There we go. We can get a visual there, about 35 seconds. Lead Highlander now has over Night Havoc. So that's probably the difference of that fuel being done. So Night Havoc's obviously going to have that stop and go later in the race, where Highlander will probably, his third stop will be more fuel. So we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, it should be a good battle. Night Havoc got off to a great start, but Highlander certainly clawed back to him.
Yeah, he's done really well, Highlander. He's actually got the fastest lap of the race as well. Bring up those timings as well. He's got a 1:45.7, so just a little bit faster than Night Havoc with a 45.8 Night Havoc has. So they're ultra fast, those two.
Yep.
And it's going to go down to the wire, I say. But basically with 2-point buffer that Night Havoc was able to gain from getting pole position due to Highlander's little mistake in qualifying, and getting that 1 grid penalty is basically going to go back on countback if Night Havoc, if Highlander wins the race, he'll be on equal points with your teammate, Night Havoc. And it'll go on countback, and it'll be clearly Night Havoc's series.
Yeah. Yep.
With more victories. So he's done a great job.
It's a shame Dado couldn't make it for this race to battle Night Havoc to the end.
Yeah, but he's got a good reserve driver in Highlander doing a good job out there.
And what's happening in the LMP class?
Well, LMP, we'll just go there now. J Rudd B, they've all had their mandatory stop. Commander Cirrus, unfortunately, is having a lot of, I think, ping issues, the connection issues. I see his ping going all over the shot every now and then. But J Rudd B controlling this race very consistently. He had a 1:25 fastest lap, about 2 seconds faster than Dark racing 40's fastest lap. But Dark is still trying to hold on there. He's about 45 seconds adrift, and but not enough to take the championship. Darky needs to win the race with J Rudd B in second and Logical in third if Darky was going to win the race. Okay. The championship, I should say. So after J Rudd B taking pole and getting that bonus point from Dark Racing 40, makes it a little bit harder for Darky. So to try and take this championship, he needs a 2-place difference between him and Illogical Sports for that to happen.
Yeah.
So we're just making the halfway mark, everyone. So we've got Commander Jim in the commentary, and he just informed us why the car had to be retired, that he's had a hardware issue with his steering wheel. And it's a new setup by Fenatech for himself, but the game has not responded well, and he was stuck in second gear, and no resetting of the steering wheel or anything like that got that control, got that back talking to the game, unfortunately, as Jay Rudd, we just seen, was up in sector 2 for his fastest lap again. So we'll just stay on board here and see if he can get the fastest lap of the race, reduce that down again. He has, with a 25.355 around here. It's pretty staggering, Commander Jim, when they're roughly 20 seconds faster than what new GT3 cars can do. It just tells you what extra downforce and more horsepower can do around a circuit like Barcelona. And they're definitely keeping busy too, have to always using their curves and regenerating. As you can see, he's half a second off that sector 1, maybe because he also had a little bit of traffic to deal with, but sometimes it could be them also needing to regenerate their curves as well.
So he'll be into the pits soon to refuel?
Yeah, he'll 5.2, yeah, you caught that well. So he'll be probably another lap. He'll probably stay out one more. And he'll go through here and maybe pit the next lap, I'd say. As he runs wide. There's that car. Area we saw your car parked up, unfortunately, Commander Jim.
Yep.
I did mention I thought that you may have had to have gone out and did what we call the old Commander Cirrus and visit the toilet mid-race, and thought that may have been an emergency, but unfortunately it was not that. Oh, was Jay Ruddy, mate, go straight into pit lane in? No, he'll stay out.
Oh, it's good to go through to the end if my wheel didn't stop working.
Yeah, you've always been a driver that normally gets to the end too, so it was out of character. We did know that obviously something, either it was personal or something may have happened there at home and maybe you needed to get off, but yeah, it's unfortunate that happened. And the only other thing that we may have been able to hope for was that it'd go to AI and we would have seen it circulating, but you had no controls to be able to do that, so unfortunately that couldn't happen either with no buttons working. So yeah. But when these things go wrong, that's the last thing you normally think about, all these other things that you may be able to do at the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
As you can see, those shadows now from the trees and everything are really starting to creep over onto the track in different parts. As the sun will be starting to get lower, making it difficult for the drivers. As Commander Jim running wide for the second time around. So I wonder if he's, as he's going down that little back straight, if he's starting to just pick strategies or doing something with his strategy in his pit controls, and just mixing his braking point. So he's going for one more circuit. So as you know, these are diesel Audi R18s, are very fuel efficient. And we've seen them dominate the Le Mans special events we've had over the years. Winning the most winning car there at Le Mans. But the Porsche won it this year under the hands of Dark Racing 40 and his teammate Sato 15 as well. So Dark Racing's back-to-back champion. He won it in the Audi R18 and then took the Porsche for a spin this year and took victory there as well. So he's very capable steerer in these LMP1 LMPH cars, Commander Jim. He absolutely loves them.
He's a good driver. Looks like Night Havoc's last lap was a slow one.
Yeah, 53.
Prior to that, he had a very similar time to Highlander.
Yeah, okay, so it might have been obviously with the full fuel as well, just catching him out a little bit. And Highlander's in. 1 litre of fuel he's pushed at the McLaren, as we know. He's been very fuel efficient in the series. And that's a telling factor here, so he won't need to chew through as much fuel as the Audis, the virtual team drivers of Night Havoc. And also the Audi of J. Rudd B follows him. So we've got the two Audis, I mean not the Audi, we've got a McLaren, sorry, but the Audi of J. Rudd B is in pit lane as Commander Cirrus comes on through.
So if Highlander fills up here, Night Havoc will well and truly go past him.
Yeah, it should be. So we'll catch an eye on Highlander shortly to see the fuel number. So there we go, Night Havoc taking the race lead again, resuming back in P1. As Highlander looks like he's filling up that fuel, which he didn't put any fuel in, as I said, in the first stop. So this is where we're going to have a little bit of a moment now where they're going to be running a different strategy. They're going to be separated by quite a bit due to their different strategies. Highlander now is motoring down pit lane, I think. Weary Knight takes second position in the Bentley. They pitted early as well, both him and Tim and Jack.
Yeah, did they have damage, or was that just an early pit?
Well, Weary Knight actually started with lower fuel than everyone else.
Okay.
So he was actually needing to pit, but Tim and Jack for some reason followed him in when he had a lot more fuel. So I don't know why Tim and Jack came in, but maybe it is a planned strategy of what they were going to run as well. So Weary's looking fairly good too. If things go a little bit wrong with Highlander, if he gets caught up now being in third position, he's got a clear track actually, so no one behind him. Tim and Jack over a minute or so behind.
Has Darklight had issues?
He had a little bit of an issue earlier on, and he was running very consistent. And yeah, I totally forgot about Darklord, because he was actually in front of Tim and Jack. So now he's 20 seconds behind. So I think he's actually made 2 pit stops though, Darklord. I think he came in for a second pit stop.
Okay.
So I think he might have binned it actually, yeah, after he pitted, and then I did see him back in the pits again fairly quickly. So he might have had an accident after his pit stop. But other than that, he had I think he had a spin out of early on out of turn 9, and that was about it. Other than that, he was running a very similar timed lap after lap with Tim and Jack, and they were having a good little battle.
Okay.
So we'll see Darky into the pit lane in the next 3 laps. Yeah, so rotten luck though to Commander Cirrus as well, and Commander Jim for anyone just joining us. We've obviously got Commander Cirrus still on track, but he's having a lot of issues with the car, not handling well due to connection issues, we believe. So he's visited pit lane more times than anyone would like to visit pit lane, so he's becoming a frequent flyer down the pit lane area. There, and obviously Commander Jim having a full-on hardware issue with his steering wheel, locked into second gear and no buttons responding. And the only way he could get it back to pit lane, he told us, was by using his controller, plugging in his controller and controlling that car into pit lane, and then was unable to get the steering wheel to connect and respond to the game. So that's unfortunate. After he was coming third in the race, and also ready to pounce if any issues happen with Highlander and Night Havoc up in front. So Highlander, you'd think Night Havoc would almost be able to get to the end with that fuel, because they're very efficient on the fuel. So he's
a full tank can last 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, right. So he's just used a little bit more fuel already, being out for a little bit. So unless he goes in conservative mode, but there's no use to do that. He still needs to do another 2 stops. So he's only had the one of the mandatory 3. Whereas Highlander's already done 2. So it's a strategic call that Highlander pitted early. There was no damage from what we could see. So is your car retired in pit lane, is it?
That's right.
So it's still up on our screen, so you can't get back into the car at all?
No.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, if you could get in the car, it would be good just to do a lap around in the controller and ask for a pit stop and have that driver change, and then we could have that number 14 team virtual drivers Audi out circulating on circuit.
Yeah. If I hadn't spent 5 minutes trying to get the wheel working again, that may have given me a good result, actually.
Well, it could have been. It would have been a valid reason to go to that as well. But anyway, it's these things we don't normally do too often. It was just suggested through the driver briefing early on this race, so obviously something new, knowing it was a 3-hour race as well, trying to keep the cars on the track. And I thought Commander Cirrus may have chosen that option early on, but he's been able to stick it out and keep going. And Commander Cirrus is obviously the one of the admins that actually created this series. A lot of hard work, trying to work it all out. So Tim and Jack's coming in for his second stop. So that should give Dark Lord that P4 position. And with Dark Lord, if I do believe that he's had the 2 pit stops, it brings both those guys on the same sort of strategy now. So Dark Lord's probably got the upper hand at the moment, if they only have to do 1 more stop each.
Yeah, if Tim and Jack fills it up here, he probably won't need any more fuel.
Yeah, the Bentleys have been fairly thirsty though as well, so it'll be close.
Okay.
But if he needs to put any fuel in, it will only be probably 10 litres, I think, Commander, so it won't hold him up in his 3rd stop that much.
Yeah.
But as you can see, that fuel, he's got 130 litres. It's a big tank in this big Bentley.
Cirrus is in now as well.
Yeah, so as I said, he'll be almost be able to fly around the world with the points that he's earned coming into pit lane. So He's a braver man. He's committed to get to the end of this race anyway, so we give him credit for that. As J. Rudd getting very close to Dark Racing 40, but as we believe, Dark Racing 40 will be pitting in the next, probably not this lap, but the next. So we'll stay on board with J. Rudd B. We know, well, Darky was a little bit fast that previous lap, but we may even actually see a proper overtake for position just before Darky goes in for his second pit stop. So the endurance racing always throws a curveball, and the race is never over until right near the end either. So we always see this little part of the race. Normally in most endurance races can start getting a little bit of a lull happening, but once all the strategies all play out, we really get a good understanding, and a lot of the time the race does come alive. May not be for the first position, but for some minor positions. But we believe we're going to keep a close eye on the GT3s between Night Havoc and Highlander, because it's definitely on between
Highlander's
those two.
Last lap was a 1:46. The one before that was a 1:45.
Yeah, so Highlander's is absolutely flying, and that's a lot more fuel. We did hear from Dado, the normal driver in this car, saying that once it gets down to about 60 litres, they drop the 60 litres of fuel, so they're mid-tanks. The McLaren really hooks up. So with him doing a low 46 now, means the track's gripped up after being running for close to 2 hours now, and he's been able to push out a pretty quick time. He's obviously nearly a second slower now. And he went for a big push that previous lap, as Commander Jim highlighted.
Darky will come in here. No, he's going again.
Oh,
it's congested.
Yeah, the Bentley of Weary Night. Look at this. We've got LMP3s everywhere. I mean, LMPHs everywhere. We've got Commander Cirrus involved in there. Darky's still leading the race, but he's yet to pit. As we know, he's nearly out of fuel, so he'll be in this lap, and J. Rudd B will take back the lead of the race after he's already pitted for the second time and fueled up to go. And they'll be needing to pit once more before the end of the race. Now, I believe the LMPH's Commander Jim are running on soft tyres. They did on Thursday night practice.
Interesting.
So even though the track temperature is around 50 degrees, the soft tyres still work better for the LMPHs. They did get the right fronts fairly hot, but
according to my monitor, they're on hards, but I don't know if my monitor can be trusted.
Yeah, oh, it's Darky. It's not the first time he's raised it up on two wheels through turn 10.
He's got half a litre of fuel left.
Yeah, so he'll be visiting the lane here on fumes pretty much. So in he goes, and this will give the lead now to J. Rudd B. And off he goes, and he's got Tim and Jack just in front of him in the Bentley, and he makes easy work of that Bentley down the main straight. The Toyota, well, we got Matty Seacon. Welcome, Matty. He's probably finished work. Obviously, we wish he was driving this number 7 or even the number 8 Audi. But J. Rudd out in front for Matty in this number 7. And doing a sensational job. Put it on pole 2 and the fastest man around the circuit as well with a 1:25 quickest lap. And we've got an hour 13 remaining in this race as the Logical Sports now comes into second position, and the Toyotas, as we know, are good on their fuel as well. Big question too, sometimes these drivers, every lap they're trying to use all that available curves, and it's so draining on them to have to keep pressing the button. There might be some stages where they just have a mental lapse and they forget to press the button too, which will cost them a bit of time. but they're going to really have to zone into the remaining hour too if they want a good result. So Logical still pushing very hard and well and truly in fight for second position in this race. And as long as nothing happens to Jay Rudd out in front, he's basically controlled this race from the start. Jay Rudd B.
It's been a very clean race so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, everyone's done a really good job. The LMPHs have had a very good time getting through the GT3, especially the first time around after about lap 6. The GT3s were a complete train of cars, and credit to all the GT3 cars holding their line, and the LMPHs were made it through them nice and cleanly first time around.
Every night we'll be in for fuel in the next few laps.
So we've also got, so we'll see what Dark Racing has done. So he's got the 60 litres, filled that car up. And roughly 13 seconds behind Illogical Sports, who is yet to pit. And as Commander Jim, we can call him our pit lane reporter, has picked up that Weary Knight will be in very shortly. He's in P2 in the GT3 class. In the P51 Sim Sports 88 Bentley Continental, and he's been able to benefit, unfortunately, from Commander Jim, who's had to retire due to steering wheel issues with his brand new wheel. Not talking to the game. So, and after having a very good battle with Highlander for the first 30 minutes, actually in P2 for all that time, started in P3, made the very important move into P2, into the first corner, and kept that for 30 odd minutes until Highlander was able to make a move. Which unfortunately, when you get on the coverage, as we were catching something with the LMPHs at the time, and came back to see that those positions had been changed. And then,
yeah, it's actually better qualifying third than second, because you can see the pole sitter right in front of you, you can see where he goes. If you start second and you're next to them, you can't see it.
No, that's right. Oh, so here he goes, Weary Knight's in. He didn't want to do an extra lap. He had enough fuel for one more, but probably not going to matter either way. So that's his second stop. He's got one more stop to make as Highlander comes on through now. And he will take back that, he's actually, takes that second position. And here we go, Night Havoc now. We've got a GT3 car actually in front of a LMPH due to Commander Sirius's issues he's had. So this is actually a fight for P4 outright. And I don't think Commander Sirius will hang behind Night Havoc for too long. There we go.
That's a cool camera shot, isn't it?
Sirius, comes back into P4. So that's how hard Night Havoc has been going, these GT3 cars, to be able to pick up that loose position from LMPH that's having some issues throughout this race. Consistent laps by Night Havoc. I think that was probably his worst lap there in the 47. He's been in the 47s, 46s most of the race. And a 45.
Highlander's usually about half a second a lap quicker than Night Havoc, so it's going to be a very interesting second half of the race.
Oh, definitely. We're well and truly into that, as we've got, I think, someone just coming out of the pits there. It would have been Weary Knight, I'd say. But, we can see there Night Havoc. Not quite the fastest lap. We had Highlander with a 45.7 over Night Havoc's 45.8. But the talking point was Jay Rudd with a 25.355. So that's a sensational race lap as well. I think his pole lap I've got here was a 25.3. So he's not far away from his pole winning lap time either. So sensational.
Very impressive
by Jay Rudd. Yeah. So I believe we're going to see the darkness creep in before the end of the race. It'll be twilight, that's for sure. As the Logical is taking his pits for a full lot of fuel and just leaving now, we can hear. So Dark Racing 40 up into turn 9. Coming down the back straight into turn 10, where he's been picking up this inside curb and getting it up on 2 wheels, which is a little bit of a heart-stop moment, because it's easy to then pirouette and go right around and cost you plenty of time.
So these cars only hold 60 odd litres, do they?
Yeah. I think the Audi has a lot less fuel because it's that doesn't use as much fuel either per lap.
The Highlander was 1.4 seconds faster than Night Havoc on that last lap. What's the time? What's the time between them?
About 34 seconds is the difference, but as we know that Highlander, he's already done his second stop. Oh, well, actually, Night Havoc, he's had 2 stops, hasn't he?
I think he's only done 1.
Done 1. So, yeah, so that's the difference. That's right, because Highlander had that short stop early on. So that's why there's that little bit of a gap there at the moment, around about that 34 seconds difference, because there's that extra pit stop. And I did say the transition, I believe, is around about 26 for a stop and go type scenario, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not too sure. But so that's what we believe that Highlander came in for. Maybe he stopped also for tyres at that time, because he's obviously had that second stop, and then we've got a 34-second difference. So that might tell that Highlander may have stopped that first stop for tyres only. He definitely put no fuel in, because he came out with the same amount of fuel that he went in with.
The tyres were still pretty good an hour in, so yeah, maybe it's just been a splash and dash to get one stop done.
Yeah, unless he ran, I wouldn't think that he would have been on softs at all, because he wouldn't have lasted that time on those tyres at all. But I'd say that they're working backwards from the amount of fuel that they've got to do, and doing their strategy in reverse.
Very similar times between Weary, Dark Lord and Tim and Jack. And Highlander on that last lap.
Yeah, all in the 48s. They were all a bit slower then.
May have been held up by the LMPH cars.
Exactly, yeah. We might pick up a lap and run on board the Porsche. We haven't done a lap around on board the Porsche yet, so we'll pick him up onto the final corner, and he's going to enjoy a lap around Catalunya on board Dark Racing 40 and the number 2 Porsche. Enjoy. So there you go, a lap around Catalan. Oh, as Matty Seeking in the background smashes the barrier out of turn 16, the final corner. It's not the first time he's done that either, so that's we'll call that the Toyota walk. But he's been in there a couple of times. Commander Cirrus, sorry, I don't know who I said then, so sorry about that. But Dark Racing 40, how was the on-board footage coming through turn 3 with the sun blinding the driver's eyes, and also out of turn 10 at the hairpin as well?
Yeah, the setting sun looks awesome.
Yeah, into turns 11 and 12. It's a tricky part of the race for these drivers as the sun slowly sets down below the horizon. So, and we also seen Dark Racing 40 to that overtake on Commander Cirrus as well to put him another lap down as Highlander still trying to chase down Night Havoc, and he's bridged that gap a little bit, gained about 2 seconds. We're going to have to keep an eye on this different strategy call that we're going to have. We're going to have Highlander in for a bit of fuel at the end. But as we said, Night Havoc needs to actually do 2 more stops compared to the one of Highlander. And then Weary Knight, he has done 2 as well. So he's only got 1 stop to go. But he's actually a lap down now on the leader. Dark Lord still fighting hard to try and get in front of Tim and Jack as well in the GT3 Championship. He needs to have a two place difference between the pair. So at the current stage at the moment, Tim and Jack will still hold on to that 5th position.
Was Dark Lord in this series from the start, or has he taken Devil X's seat?
Yeah, he took Devil X's seat, and Dark Lord actually did also take a drive in the number 7 Audi Team Yost car as well.
Yep.
So he did that, I think it was at the 6 Hours of Monza. He came 4th, and then also the California Sunset at Long Beach. He didn't finish, he finished on 62 laps. But yeah, he's then he took control of the Porsche at Silverstone, and this race here as well.
Commander Cirrus is back in the pits.
And there we go again, the 2 Porsches. We've mentioned that through the broadcast that we seem to be with the 2 Porsche cars in the 2 different classes. So we'll do a lap aboard the Porsche of Dark Lord in a little bit later as well. We haven't been on board the Porsche. We've been on the Bentley and I believe the McLaren. So Logical's a fair way off the back of Dark Racing 42. He's just managing this position knowing that that's all he's got to finish to take this championship as well. He doesn't want to do any heroics here.
He's had a very good championship, hasn't he?
He has. He's been super strong. And could be the last time we sort of see a Logical around for a while. I believe that most of the series he's going to take a break from that, but come back for the special events because he really does enjoy some of our good special events we have throughout the year. So he's moving on to PC and doing the iRacing thing and enjoying what he's doing on that side of things as well, doing a good job. And obviously with ANZCRL Combined Racing League with Man Sato, part of the admin team, we did a trial on Automobilista last night with the Formula 1 car mods back in from the 1990s. And I believe it was a bit of a fun night for the guys that did turn up. So watch this space. We may be looking at running something like that in the new year, as Commander Sirius has left the session, so he's been disconnected. So yeah, so we're trying to see if we can get a series going on something like that, maybe in the 2022. And Automobilista, obviously the birth child of Project Cars 2. Same engine but worked on. So it's a good transition to a lot of us when we've really spent a lot of time on this game to create our events. So we may see a logical.
To see if they bring it to console one day.
Yeah, well that's it, and only time will tell. But it'll be definitely something that we'll be all hanging out to see, and obviously some streaming if it happens on our PC platform, and we can get some of our PC members away from iRacing and onto a different game, and get a little bit of a series happening in that sense. But yeah, Logical's done a good job through 2021. As has this man, Dark Racing 40, taken out the Triple Crown, finally the second inductee of the ANZCRL Combined Racing's Triple Crown through our special events. You win the Indy 500, the Le Mans 24 Hours, and the Bathurst 1000. And the Bathurst 1000 always eluded Darky, and he finally grabbed it this year with Sato 15, his teammate, and he's the inaugural, like the first inductee was Shads back in 2019. So it's been 2 years since we've been able to give that award out again. A nice little plaque that will be delivered to Dark Racing 40 in the new year. And I believe Illogical Sports is vying for that as well, needing to win the Indy 500. Actually, I think he won the Indy 500. Oh no, I can't remember if he's won that, or I know it's the Bathurst 1000 he's got to win yet.
Not easy to do with the competition in this league.
Yeah, it's what makes things great too. We've all grown as a group. The ability of everyone has all gone through, and when we look back at some of the times we were doing when the game first come out, and even after it was fixed up a little bit, we just keep getting faster and faster as learn the little tricks in the little niche little setups that you need to do to get the most out of the cars as well. I think it's a big contributor factor too. I think Commander Jim is also the newer consoles as well, the new gen consoles. Everything, the frame rates seem to be a lot smoother, and the game operates a little bit better.
Yep.
And also when you look at also our hardware, the steering wheels, the better feel and brake pedals that you get with the better gear out there now, has enabled us to get those lap times down and run a lot more consistent as well.
Yeah, Tim and Jack just pitted on that last lap, so that would be his last pit for the race, I assume.
Yeah, he's had the 3 stops. So Dark Lord's got a good buffer to be able to come in for his third stop as well. Oh, just a bit of a moment. Out of turn 4, you don't see too many people spinning out of there. I'd say it'd be a little bit of fatigue coming in though. 2 hours behind the wheel, 2 hours and 7 minutes to be precise. Adding also the 10 minutes practice and also the 20-minute qualifying. Even though the GT3s are only out for 10 minutes, they probably sat in the Sims rigs as well, watching the LMPH qualifying battle that was sensational to watch as well between Dark Racing 40 and J-Rod B. And yeah, so a lot of them probably have not moved from their sim seat for 4 hours. So yeah, it's a big ask. Well, 3 hours so far, but by the end of this race it'll be 4 hours. And here comes the Porsche of Dark Lord to put actually a lap on his competitor, Tim and Jack.
Does Dark Lord have one stop to go?
Yeah, one more stop to go. Tim and Jack's obviously struggling at the moment. He's seems to be off pace even down the main straight. He's got a bit of front end damage by the looks of things there as well. And as Highlander comes on down to the main straight as well in P2. And hasn't been able to do too much with Night Havoc. Night Havoc's still there with that 32-second lead over Highlander. So gives Night Havoc that opportunity to do a stop and go and get onto the same strategy as Highlander.
Yeah, the last 5 or 6 laps, Night Havoc's been quicker than Highlander.
Yeah, so Highlander actually was a little bit faster that previous one around. And that can always be to do with, obviously, as we know, the LMPH's putting a lap on the GT3. So it obviously takes you out of your zone because you know that you've got a faster car coming on through. And they may duck down the inside or outside and you need to get off throttle. We're getting a nice little glow happening now on the circuit with the sun, so it might be a time that we pick up Dark Lord. I did say that we were going to jump on board, so he's about to finish this lap, and we'll see how that sun is faring up into turn 3, and enjoy the GT3 Porsche this time for a lap around.
And Dark Lord's about to go past Night Havoc, who's just done his second pit stop. Looks like he put about 30 litres in the car.
Night Havoc, yeah, so there we go. And Highlander, yeah, comes on through. So you can see there, the sun's not really affecting the drivers at the moment. It's fairly low now, but so the headlights are going to start taking effect as well.
Highlander and Night Havoc now have very similar fuel loads.
Yeah, they do. So that's probably on par to be able to make sure that they get to the race end as well. So Logical Sports actually pitting earlier than Dark, racing 40 this time around.
J Rugby also did a pit stop on that last lap.
Yeah, he pitted that lap. I did see that. So he's got Darky's leading by about 8 seconds. Darky comes in as well. So they're probably knowing that this is the mark where they've got a full tank they'll get to the end now. So they're making their pit stops as J Rudd B comes around the final corner to regain the lead of this race again. So absolutely controlling this race, J Rudd B. But he's still got a long 47 minutes remaining, and when you think about a lot of our normal series racing where we aim for around about a 45-minute race, he's still got a normal Sunday's series race in front of him, and he's already been in the race here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So a sensational job by all drivers involved here tonight, or I should say this afternoon going into tonight. It's actually given a good little effect in our real life world as well, with the sun starting to get going down in our neck of the woods, and in game it's doing the same thing. So Weary's still yet to have his third stop, and same as Highlander and Dark Lord.
I just go to Night Havoc. He's trying to get past Tim and Jack at the moment.
Okay, so this should be where Tim and Jack obviously should have the blue flags being waved, which we can see on our little race feed. It's been shown the blue flag. It's a little bit cheeky by Tim and Jack there. It was a good opportunity to let the race leader, well, he's not the race leader, but the man battling for the race lead in class through. Maybe Night Havoc, maybe they're on comms too, and they might be just deciding that it might be easier. Tim might be saying it might be easy just to wait till we get to the start-finish line. We'll let him on through, but at this time it's costing Night Havoc time.
Yeah, it's costing him a lot.
It's costing plenty. This Highlander now is probably increasing that lead. Oh, Bentley's ragged, and that's very hard too when you follow another car that's sort of a little bit all over the shop too. It can really put you off. As you can see, Night Havoc's really backed away from that because you don't want to be caught up in an incident as well. So, Tim and Jack should really be letting Night Havoc through. And you can see Night Havoc's chasing for the draft too, so he really does want to get through. We're getting a little bit annoyed here. He's all on our race feed. There's been plenty of blue flags thrown Tim and Jack's way.
Highlander will be happy with this arrangement.
Yeah, but Night Havoc knows as well, even if he doesn't, well, he doesn't want to finish second. I know it's been a long championship, and championship is ultimately the aim of the game, but also as the race victory, he's run so well tonight. Led the race most of the way. The pit strategies have thrown things up in the air a little bit, but Highlander has been ultra fast too, and he's actually benefiting from Night Havoc being caught here behind Tim and Jack. And this Bentley, it's strange. I don't know if they're in comms here, or if they're obviously if they were in comms, I think Night Havoc would be asking Tim and Jack to let him through.
Yeah, so Night Havoc and I were in private chat.
Yeah, right. So
now
it's a bit silly.
The timing at the top of the screen says Highlander is 5 to 6 seconds ahead of Night Havoc, but the timing on the left says he's 38 seconds. Which one's right?
The top one's right. Yeah, okay. Definitely the top one. The one on the left is wrong. It always happens in the long races. It starts just having a little bit of a fit. Oh, and Tim and Jack now, he should need to let him through. He was all wide coming out of the final corner. He needs to let this through, this and give up that position. Well, it's not even a position, it's actually. And now we've got also the leader of the race. So I'll tell you what, that would have. Yeah, he's going to be kicking himself. Night Havoc there. He had the LMPH come on through, which would have caught him out. wrong time, but Highland, you can see, he's 8 seconds up the road, so he's only into turn 3, so that just clarifies that the timing on the left is wrong. There's not a 40-second gap between the two.
Oh, I see this ending really badly.
So we'll come back to here because this is a very important part of the race here. I guess Tim and Jack's not going to be on Night Havoc's Christmas card list at all. And if you'd already sent a Christmas card list, I'll be telling you, you'll be bringing the postman and telling him to bring that card back. I think Tim and Jack has understood now that he really needed to let that go. But, you know, at the end of the day too, they are racers. I know there are rules where the blue flag, you should be letting them through, but it's been a long race. Tim and Jack may have got a little bit of enjoyment out of that as well at the same time, but it's no enjoyment for Night Havoc because it may end up costing him this race as well. So even there could be a little bit of a enjoyment for, as we said, for Tim and Jack. It's to Night Havoc's disadvantage. And here comes the Logical Sports come flying through. And this time we'll want to make sure that Night Havoc gets his braking done right here, and he's got his turn in, so he should now clear off from that big Bentley. You could understand maybe Tim and Jack trying to do it if Weary Knight was actually in the battle for a position and needed to close the gap a little bit. But when you look at Weary Knight, a minute 17, almost a lap behind, there was no benefit at all from Tim and Jack to do that. But anyway.
So Night Havoc now needs to pick off Dark Lord. It'll be interesting to see whether Dark Lord lets him through.
I think Dark Lord will. He's a very respectful driver. He's not saying Tim and Jack isn't. I think that was just maybe more of an enjoyment thing for his side of things. But when you look at the bigger picture, maybe that should have been sorted out probably 3 or 4 laps earlier. But anyway, gives us something to talk about. And it's been a long 2 hours and 20 minutes for myself commentating. We've got Commander Jim in the commentary with us as well after he had a misfortune in his number 14 virtual driver's Audi when he was in 3rd position. So it's been good to have him on board as well and picking up a few of the moments happening within the pit area and also what is happening on track. It's always good to have a second eye.
I've just looked at the rules for this championship, Woody, and it says the blue flag is indicative only. You do not need to move offline or lift to let the faster car through.
Yeah, I think that was, that's a little bit there that maybe needed to clarify. I think that was more to do with the LMPHs, I think.
Yeah, I wondered.
Like LMPH is lapping the GT3, so yeah, we don't like to change the rules too much from real life stuff. So usually in class, a lot of the time that blue flag thing, especially when you've been a lap in your own class, is usually something for you to get out of the way. But anyway, either than that's a grey area in that rule. It's fair game, and Highlander has been able to benefit from that with a 9-second lead. Into the 46s still as the sun has now pretty much
Dark Lord's just let Night Havoc through.
Yeah, running wide there out of turn 10.
This next pit stop for Night Havoc and Highland will be interesting. See whether Night Havoc can close the gap.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be keeping an eye as soon as that pit comes up. I reckon if Highlander jumps first, I think Night Havoc will follow him in. depends what's happening with their tyres too, I guess. I guess they won't want to be changing tyres, but we just don't know what happened with Highlander, if maybe he may need tyres in this stop, so he may need to stop a little bit longer this time around as well. So that may be advantage Night Havoc too, so we don't know. He's definitely not into the 45s like he was when during the daylight when the sun was out. He's into those 46s. So, but generally the pace seems to be out for everyone at the moment. Even the LMPHs, their pace has dropped.
Highlander's coming up on Weary Night here.
Oh, big moment for the Porsche driver getting caught up with Weary Night.
That was Dark Racing got hit there.
Oh, not Weary, Dark Racing.
Actually, I didn't see who hit who.
Oh, I think it was just Darky trying to go around. I can't remember. I'm getting a little bit lazy myself, but around the outside or whatever. But they did come to touch together, both Weary and Darky. It all got fairly tight, that's all I can remember. So doesn't look like any too much damage though for Dark Racing 40. So Weary's actually a lap down. So we've only got two cars on the same lap here for the GT3s with Highlander and Night Havoc. So it's anyone's guess of when these cars are going to take their third mandatory stop, as they've got the fuel to the end. But the question is Highlander's tyres in a reasonable condition where we won't have to change them? I believe Night Havoc's will probably be okay.
Yeah, do you remember how much earlier Highlander took his tyres than Night Havoc?
No, they don't really tell us when they do tyres. They just sort of give a guess with how long they stay. But that's when I don't know if Highlander actually took tyres at first stop. I think that's where he may have taken them. So then he hasn't changed them since. So that's where I'm thinking that maybe he needs to put on a fresh set of boots. Maybe this little stop. Not too sure. So we've got J Rudd B coming on through, so we'll keep an eye on him because he's going to take put a lap on the on Night Havoc. Probably coming onto the main straight will be the time. Not a mark on this car from J Rudd. He's had a very clean race, especially through traffic as well. With just under 34 minutes remaining, J Rudd on lap 97. We get creeping up to lap 100. That's a lot of work for these guys. What a way to finish the 2021 season of ANZCRL Combined Racing League as well, with a big 3-hour endurance race. Very rarely do we see a 3-hour endurance race in our league. We did see it earlier in the year, as I said, for the round 2 at Monza, when we had the 6-hour at Monza, and the 3-hour with the ×2 time progression. The guys are back here for the final time. And we have a well-deserved break, and we will be back again in February for our annual season opener with the 24-hour Daytona 24 hours, featuring the LMP2 cars and the GTE. Always an entertaining race with a 4-session setup with 2 1-hour sessions and 2 2-hour sessions for a total of 6 hours to simulate the 24 hours. And it's done over the 2 days of a weekend on a Saturday and a Sunday. And it looks like we're going to have a few new little announcements for that race as well, with rule changes, so that's going to be interesting to try and spice up a little bit more with strategy. So we'll see as Weary Knight comes in for his final stop. So he's got a gap there on Dark Lord as well, so he won't have a problem. He'll still come back out in P3. And Dark Lord, as you can see, just coming on through. So he's stuck in probably a lap behind Weary Knight, and also he's a lap in front of Tim and Jack, the second of those Bentleys. So he's stuck right in the middle of a Bentley sandwich. Knight Havoc's just losing touch with Highlander at this stage. So we just got to find out, and hopefully we may see that if Highlander, even if he doesn't need tyres, the pace that he's showing at this stage, he would probably be able to get to the end, even if he did need new tyres, because he seems to be managing them at the moment.
Yeah, he's quick.
So Darky may fall a lap down after 3 hours running around here too, with a minute 13 behind J Rudd. He's, on my screen, he's missing a headlight, and the car seems to be wobbling a little bit, so he's probably either that would have been when he tagged, actually came into contact with Weary Knight, I think. So it is wobbling around the shot, so he's actually got a problem. So he's actually just stopped there momentarily, maybe just to make sure he's got the right strategy.
Yeah, he's having trouble.
So either he's got some problems with maybe his wheel, or maybe when he's doing that, he's just going through his setup menu for his pit strategy. But Illogical Sport's only 18 seconds, so we could see a change for second position on the podium here with Illogical Sports. And I tell you what, he'll love to finish in front of Darky, and also taking this championship as well. He's basically been crowned the champion if results finish this way, but just finishing in front of your competitor that was trying to take the championship from you is also a mental gain as well, and will make a logical victory that little bit sweeter, because no one could stop J Rudd B this weekend. He's been insane, and here he is on lap 100. So we've reached the century mark. It's Dark Racing has gone into the pit lane, so he's going to give away second position to Illogical Sports, as Logical coming on through. So Darky will obviously be in for a quick little repair of something. Something's not going right for him. There he is. So Logical into second. And who would have thought after so long that Illogical would find himself in second position? He just didn't seem to have the pace to the Porsche and the Audi. But consistency again has won Illogical this position. And that's probably what's given him the championship as well. Just ultra competitive, very consistent throughout. So a very good little moment for Illogical with 28 minutes remaining. It'll probably lift him to get him to the end now, knowing that it's all his hard work has seen him in P2. So well done there. But as we know, the battle is not over here for the GT3s as Highlander gets a little bit wobbly in the rear end, a little bit loose stepping out. Dark Racing coming on through. Obviously Darky's going to chase hard, so this is going to give a little bit of a challenge now. We'll see where Darky is comparable to Illogical, so about 20 seconds the difference. Knowing that Darky's been a bit faster than Illogical too, there's still plenty of time for Darky to actually take second, Commander Jim, I reckon. So it's not over yet, so it's going to really spice up. Oh, he gets up on those two wheels again into turn 10. It's about the third or fourth time I've seen Darky up there.
Yeah, we've got a couple of good battles on our hands here for the last half an hour. Night Havoc's still about 10 seconds back, so he hasn't dropped too far off Highlander. He was a second quicker in the last lap.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Commander Jim. I was just looking at the timing there, and he was definitely, that's one thing that does work on the top left hand is the previous lap time. And you can see that he was just almost a second quicker. So, yeah, time is up Night Havoc's sleeve. And I think that he would have calmed down now. He would have had to let go that whole situation with Tim and Jack. And that was behind him now. And now it's just all about getting back into this rhythm, keep these times. Again, he was faster again than Highlander. So each lap that he can gain that little bit more is looking good for Night Havoc. Both yet to do their third compulsory stop.
Very nice, just had a spin.
Oh, stuck up in the sand there out at turn 12. Getting out there, and I think you've got Dark Racing 40 coming on through as well. Chasing extremely hard. Keep an eye on this, I think, between him and Illogical. We know one thing you don't want is a fired up Darky, and he won't be happy. Oh, that was a big moment there that could have. Oh no, this could put an end. Darky's been able to keep it off the wall, has he? No, he's just going to touch it, getting back around. That's unfortunate there, but that was probably going to rob us of a late charge from Darky now. When you look at the difference there, 27 seconds and 25 minutes, so a second a minute he's got to make up. That's not going to happen. Oh, there you go. This is return almost of what I can remember of the Sunset 5 Hour at Long Beach, where Darky was doing well, and all of a sudden things started going bad, and they went from bad to worse, and all we did was seen him in the walls, and he ended up falling so many laps down, and that's probably the race that actually cost him the championship as well. He was well and truly in the fight up until then. Again, the Bentleys have been a talking point, and there was nothing wrong with Weary Knight's problem there, but it was just a moment where Weary did have a little off in front of Darky coming onto the final corner, which put Darky well and truly out of off the track as well, which caused him to spin. So the Bentleys have been a highlight throughout this 3-hour race, and Darky again, it's probably cooked his tyres. As I said to you before, Commander Jim, these cars are actually on softs. So from my memory, they're on softs. So with all these moments he's having in spinning, he's just cooking those tyres now. And I'd say Darky's not a happy camper there at the moment. But let's get back to this part here, because this is definitely race on between Highlander and Night Havoc. Highlander's responded and done a 46.2 the previous lap compared to the 46.9 of Night Havoc. So maintaining that 10-second advantage that Highlander has in the K-Pax McLaren.
These two drivers are very consistent.
Yeah, they have been pretty consistent all race long. And the sting has come out of it.
Highlander was very patient when he was stuck behind me for that first half an hour. And then I braked late into turn 1, and then that's when he got past me.
Oh, okay, so that's where it was. The move was done. Okay, so yeah, but credit to you. I don't think he was taking it too easy. He did have a couple of looks as well, but he, chose the wiser option to just to hold back. But you had your car positioned where you needed it, and kept him at bay. So it takes a lot to be able to defend when a car's behind you for so long as well. So I'm sure Highlander enjoyed that battle as much as you would have enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it was good. It does seem like it's a hard circuit to overtake on.
Yeah, especially when the cars are so evenly matched as well. It really is basically what you just said. The only way you're going to make a move when the cars that when you're in the same sort of pace and the cars are evenly matched is when some driver makes an error and you can capitalise on that at that time.
That's right.
Darky, here he is again. He's in for another pit stop. So this is Long Beach repeat itself again. I don't think it's for damage. I think it's maybe tyres. I think he's just maybe that set that he put on wasn't any good either, and that's why he was all over the shop. But I think it puts it down to he's just stuffed him. He's overheated him after having that spin with Weary Night, and then having a few other moments on that on the lap after that.
He actually missed his pit stop there too. He had to reverse a second to get back in the pits.
Yeah, okay.
It'll be interesting to see who pits first out of Highlander and Night Havoc.
Yeah, we've just got to try and pick where Highlander is. It's gone a little bit. Where is he? There he is. The cameraman's got him now. Coming up into the turn 4 after sector 1, first sector. As we can see, they got enough fuel to get to the end. But he's pulled a 2-second gap on Highlander again that previous lap. So, I mean, on Night Havoc, sorry. Highlander did. Oh, that's, I thought Highlander Illogical may have made that move, but chose on the safe side. Obviously doesn't want to ruin a race of Highlander 2, also out in front in class. So that cost Highlander a little bit, so Night Havoc will be happy with that as well. This is really the only battle that we got now, because the battle fizzed out between Illogical and Dark Racing 40. And Night Havoc's 10 seconds away from Highlander. And Weary Night, as you can see, is pretty much nearly 3 laps down.
Yeah, I think the gap's about 12 seconds on this next part of the circuit.
Okay, yep.
So as long as Highlander doesn't have any issues when he pits, he's looking pretty good here.
He does, and we might just quickly get on board Night Havoc for a lap around for the last time. And enjoy this lap around on the number 12 Virtual Drivers Audi R8. If all going to plan, he will be crowned the champion. So enjoy this twilight lap around Catalunya. Just watch this LMP come on down the inside as we complete a lap here with Night Havoc. There we go, with Dark Racing 40 in the Porsche.
He's in for his final pit stop.
Yeah, so that's a little bit weird he's gone in there. He would have had enough fuel. There was no mandatory stop for these guys. He's in though. So it's logical. Is this right? 24 seconds. He's actually going to take...
That doesn't seem right. Wasn't there like a minute and a half between them?
Yeah, it has to be. He hasn't taken the lead. That's totally... Yeah, there you go. It's because Joey Rudd's in the pits.
Very nice. Just had a spin. That's let Highlander through, and now Highlander needs to get past Dark Lord.
So at the end of the day there, I think that they were obviously a lap down, I guess.
Yeah.
So
maybe
timing
2 laps
monitors actually... I mean, Illogical was probably a lap down, so he's probably on the same lap now. Well, the timings went a little bit haywire there. I thought for a minute they were going to have a change of the lead. I thought that can't happen so soon. You just see how low the LMPHs are compared to the GT3 cars. How much smaller they are. They're narrow and low. About the same length, but just very sleek cars. Ooh, just thinking about going on the outside and thought better of it. When we get caught up on the marbles there, there'd be a little bit of a lost grip around the outside late in this race now. Darky looks like he's driving like he's possessed there. Highlander just flashing Dark Lord, just trying to let him know that, look, I want to get through and I want to get caught up here. At the same time, Night Havoc will be saying, well, got caught, the guy got done by it.
Yeah.
But you can see there Dark Lord just pulling it around the tighter line on exit to give Highlander a run down the back part of the circuit here.
I reckon Night Havoc lost a good 5 or 6 seconds being held up by Tim and Jake.
Oh, without a doubt. He definitely did. Before, when he was just catching onto the back of Tim and Jack, I think there was only a 5-second gap between him and Highlander at that time. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a very telling factor, and that was way back probably about 20 minutes ago that all happened, 20 minutes to half an hour ago. So we're getting into the closing stages of the races, and you can just see this race how much of a knock-on effect that has made, as Night Havoc and Highlander are both sort of lapping similar lap times.
Yeah, Highlander's lap just then and was 2 seconds slower as he got held up.
Yeah. I really love looking at the front grille here of the Bentley with the neon lights around the front of the grille.
Yeah, looks cool.
As we're waiting for Night Havoc obviously to get onto the back of the Bentley.
I wonder if J-Rad B had a spin on the last lap. His previous lap was 1 minute 40.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can just see on the mini map on the top right there, the white dot is obviously the leader of the GT3 class of Highlander, and the blue arrow is Night Havoc. So there's not much in it, just pretty much just over the little back straight here distance between the two. I don't think Night Havoc would actually have a visual of them at the moment though, so may get a visual obviously on the main straight, that's about it. That's enough to keep him a little bit interested in here, knowing that they need to do these mandatory stops still. We're taking it right down to the wire. Maybe Night Havoc should maybe blink first, if I would maybe. Get it done. And make the thought go into Highlander then. Get Highlander fiddling around with his controls to make sure that he's got the right strategy selected and all that, instead of letting Highlander have all that control. It's always something there just to throw that out there a bit early. Definitely when Night Havoc gets to the back of the two of the Bentley and the Porsche, he'd probably want to pit there, and he doesn't want to get involved trying to lap them.
That's right.
So stick around, all you guys watching. We got 12 minutes remaining, and definitely going to go right down to the wire for the class win here of the GT3 race between Night Havoc and Highlander. Highlander currently got a 12-second margin. And we've seen a blink of eye. You can lose that 2 seconds within a lap fairly quickly. So this is what Night Havoc is trying to see happen to Highlander. As you can now see, you can see in that screenshot there, and that's what Night Havoc would have seen. He would have seen the Bentley and the Porsche up front. I don't think he wants to get involved.
Yeah, I reckon he should pit
with
soon.
Those guys. He's going to go around again. Geez, those LMP cars are fast.
Yeah.
So we've got 10 minutes remaining to see Logical Sports take victory in the or not the victory of this race, but take the championship, I should say, over Dark Racing 40. He's done everything he's had to do in this race, and so finishing in second position. So we'll see how that fares, but we're still waiting to find out what happens between Night Havoc and Highlander. Night Havoc in position 2 has all but guaranteed himself the championship as well, over the K-Pax crew of Highlander and Dado Racer. But it all comes down to actually a little bit of glory here and self-satisfaction of actually winning the final event of 2021. They'll be tied on points if it finishes this way. It'll go on count back, but it'll go Night Havoc's way due to him winning more races than the K-Pac crew, winning 3 compared to the 2.
Havoc's coming in.
There we go. So here we go. So he's now put it all on Highlander to make this move.
It should just be a splash and dash. Seven seconds.
So, yeah, so that would have been, I don't know if, I didn't see the fuel number go up. I don't know if I didn't even look at what it was at, but I think that it would have just been that exactly, just stop and go. As long as he pulled up there, and you call your pit crew. If you don't call your pit crew, it actually makes the stop longer. So that's one thing that hopefully Night Havoc did. He had the pit crew ready for him. So there he is. So there's a...
And Jack's in again. I wonder if he damaged his car.
Yeah, not too sure, but we've got Night Havoc now with he's behind by about 46 seconds. So we'll see what Highlander does. He's coming now into the final chicane. We'll see if he ducks off to the right and goes into the pit lane.
Yes.
He has. So he's come flying in too, and he's got it onto the markers early. No time penalty.
So Night Havoc's lap where he pitted was a 2:15. It'll be interesting to see what Highlander's next lap is.
Yeah. He came in fairly quick though. He really attacked that pit entry.
He did. Oh, that was really quick.
Yeah, so when you've seen how quick that was, I believe that Night Havoc may have came, because I was wondering why he was there for a little bit longer. I don't think he called his pit crew up. He may not have requested.
That was a 5 or 6 second difference in the pit stop, so that's given Highlander a huge lead.
Yeah, it has. Or did Night Havoc miss, like come in a bit too hot and didn't actually stop on the spots?
No,
like
he came in okay.
Yeah, okay. So big change there. So Highlander didn't need tyres either, so he's got the fuel to get to the end too and increase that gap by around about 9 seconds from when they pitted. So very good job by the K-Pax crew. If only he'd taken that pole position, he's going to be kicking himself that he sped in pit lane and got that one penalty. That would have given the K-Pax crew the championship. So it all started 3 hours ago in the qualifying where it all came undone for Highlander. He did enough to get it on the fastest time in qualifying. We won't say he put it on pole because he got that taken away with a one grid position, which gave that to Night Havoc. There's been a super drive by Highlander, and let's not forget Night Havoc leading most of the race majority of the time until Highlanders changed the strategies up a little bit, pitted fairly early, and it's worked to his benefit in the long run too. He played the long game, Highlander. Unfortunately, Night Havoc could not have his teammate Commander Jim to be his wingman. He did a really good job early on, but as we've heard Commander Jim here in the commentary, after a cruel blow to his race with his hardware malfunctioning and not responding, so he had to retire around about lap 37, I think it was. So that gave Highlander a little bit of an easier run. And then we're also unfortunately robbed of a good little battle for second in the LMPHs between Illogical Sports, the man that's got 4.5 minutes remaining to be crowned the 2021 Team Endurance, Endurance Side Series champion. As he overtakes Highlander. I think it's quite fitting that we do a quick lap, half a lap I think, on board the Toyota of Illogical Sports. And you can see there the sun's definitely gone down now. We're in, obviously, I think it was a summer or it could have been spring setting for here in Spain, so they have a little bit longer nights as well, so it takes longer for the sun to go down. They have shorter nights than in the winter.
Still a warm 29 degrees out there at the moment, 46 degrees track temperature.
Ah, beautiful. That's perfect spectator weather, especially when the sun's not down on you. 29, you don't get the cold air chill. Here he comes to go around the outside on the marble area. Oh, he's just drifted a little bit past the Porsche of Dark Lord. So very good by Illogical Sports. They got the big Bentley of Weary Knight. Actually, the fellow P51 Sim Sport driver. So there you go. So good little lap there around this twilight with Illogical Sports, and we've probably got another 2 more laps remaining. this one and the next one for J. Rudd. So we have one more to go. So you can almost get two if he doesn't. If he wants to back it off a bit, there'll only be one more. But if he keeps going hard, he'll probably have to do another circuit around, maybe. I would say he would. I tell you what, it'll be good for the record book seeing how many laps he can do, because it's been a very quick pace by J. Rudd B. Yeah. So he'll definitely get another lap in. So he'll get to lap 119 laps they'll finish on. Unless he pulls this one up. So the timing monitors are all going a little bit weird at the moment. I'm not pressing any buttons and they're changing who I'm viewing. So
yeah.
One more lap also for Highlander. Oh, puts in a first sector of almost one that matches his fastest first sector, only 0.086 off, as Darky's visiting the pit lane again. The back end of this race has not been kind to him.
No. Red B's about to put a lap on a logical.
So with one more lap remaining, will he do this, take him down a lap so he finishes a lap in front of everyone? Oh, comes in close. It was very close indeed. I tell you what, I think after that moment, J. Rudd may just think, oh, we might just have to back this one off. Could go for glory, but Illogical may even will actually be fitting if Illogical can stay in front of J. Rudd B, because he'll be able to actually get a lap done on his own pretty much to celebrate his championship victory as well. So whereas it'll be all over if J. Rudd takes him, but we'll keep an eye on these two as J. Rudd is getting to the end of the lap here to finish up this race after 119 laps, 3 hours running with a 6-hour time progression for the Catalan 6 hour. And this man, J. Rudd B, in the number 7 Team Yost car, the Audi R18, has done a tremendous job. He's actually going to looks like he's going to take Illogical. Illogical's saying, no, hang on a minute. That's ends a little bit nasty there in a way, but I think Illogical, I think he had every right to try and stay in that lead lap. I'll look at all the drivers here trying to wait so they don't have to complete another lap. So there you go. Well done to J. Rudd B, taking out the final race of the 2021 season of ANZCRL Combined Racing League. Congratulations. What a super drive he's done here at Catalunya here in Spain, and also what he did at Silverstone about a month or so ago. So well done to J. Rudd.
Highlander coming into the last 3 corners now.
Yeah, we've just picked him up here, exiting out of turn 12. And here he comes on through to take victory in the GT3 class to finish on equal points for the K-Pax McLaren of Dado Racer and Highlander. But not enough. Only 2 victories in this championship. But he takes victory over this man here, Night Havoc, but with 3 victories throughout the season. Started off the season on fire. First 3 races, cleaned them up, and continued on. And it was unlucky not to take out victory here tonight, but even being held up with Tim and Jack wouldn't have even given him that victory. The last pit stop cost him a bit of time. But well done to our 2021 Side Endurance champion, Night Havoc. as one of the Tim and Jack still trying to cause problems. But here we go, the champion of the series, Logical Sports. Congratulations, well-deserved victory, and he'll be very happy about that. Worked very hard, and a special little donut to finish the race from Logical. Well done.
Well done, everyone, for making it to the end of a 3-hour race.
Yeah, that's it. There we go with your result there. It's come up on screen now. 36 laps, retired, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Very frustrating. But at least you got some enjoyment, though. You had a really good first hour, or a good hour.
Yeah, that's
good. 30 minutes as well, and then a good chase with Highlander as well. So I'll just get up the screenshot there. We'll continue on to return to lobby to get the guys out of this, but what a sensational result from Jay Rudd. 119 laps, but a Logical elbows out on the last lap so he could enjoy a celebration final lap for the championship victory, with Dark Racing 40 in third. Commander Sirius unfortunately retiring as well after the 2-hour mark, I think, somewhere around there. But victory to Highlander in that McLaren. On lap 100, they got to the century mark as well, so that's a big achievement for the GT3s. I didn't pick that one up, but there you go, 100 laps for Highlander and Night Havoc. Well done to those guys, finishing 3 laps in front of their nearest competitor, Weary Knight, so they were on another level. So well done to those guys. Night Havoc, don't forget the championship winner as well, so that's a great effort by the Team Virtual drivers in that Audi R8. Dark Lord did a good job there in that number 91 BME Sports Porsche, finishing on the same lap as Tim and Jack, but just not enough to actually leapfrog him into 4th position, I think it was. So unfortunately, or in the 5th position, I should say, as Commander Jim actually dropped from 3rd to 4th in the championship. Hard luck, buddy, as Weary Knight actually pipped you there at the end from that disconnect. So that's unfortunate, but there you go. What a sensational event. We'll try and get a Logical Sports, I think, into this chat to have a quick hello. And we may also get, we'll have to get Night Havoc in as well.
Do you want me to invite Night Havoc, or have you done it?
I've invited both of those guys there now. So just stick with us, guys, as we wait for the championship winners to come on in. Oh, did I join Highlander then? Did I get the wrong person? I must have invited the wrong person. But we'll have Highlander in as well. He had a great battle, but I've got to get a Logical I was meant to get. Sorry. Where is the Logical? That's why I didn't get him. He's right down the list somewhere.
Did you want me to go? Or I have actually already included my audio.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your victory there, though, Highlander. Unfortunately, falling on equal points there with Night Havoc for the championship. Gutted that you got that 1-place penalty for the qualifying, which would have given that K-Pax car the championship victory in the GT3 class. So hard luck, buddy. But we can't take away your superb drive that you did, because you finished on equal points. We go to countbacks, and we get Night Havoc with 3 victories over 2 for the K-Pax crew. So what a series we had, and we really appreciate you jumping in that car and having a great battle. You've actually got Commander Jim on the commentary as well, and you had a great battle for the first 30 minutes there, Highlander.
Oh man, yeah, he would not let me past. But I just want to say congratulations to Night Havoc then on winning the championship. I did everything to try and stop you, mate, but congratulations.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah. The McLaren was very quick the last 2 races. Didn't have much to answer for that one, but good job on the win.
Yeah, and it all come down to me botching up. A little game glitch. I had me pit lane limiter on, and it said it was on, but the speed limit didn't.
Yeah, it's always caught out a few people, and that cost the championship. But anyway, that's a great run there from Highlander. I'm sure Dado will be happy that you brought that challenge all the way to the end, as would Night Havoc. Well done, mate. That was a hard-fought race and championship, mate. You come home second. Got caught out a little bit with Tim and Jack, but also your last pit stop, you were a few seconds slower than Highlander, so that cost you in the end as well, mate. But finishing on equal points for the championship, but the count back gives you that championship victory. Well done, buddy.
Oh, cheers. Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy to think that it's just gone on count back after 5 races throughout the whole year. It's been insane how close it was, but Dado was keeping me honest through the whole championship. So unlucky with the penalty, of course, but yeah, it was a good fight all the way in, made it so competitive. So it was good fun all the way through.
And who would have thought you got a ton up there in that 3 hours around Catalonia? I guess you won't want to be doing another lap around that track for a while, but 3 hours, 100 laps, mate. That's some sort of effort there, mate. And that pace in the GT3, both you and Highlander was superb. You were trading fastest laps here and there, but I think Highlander ended up getting you only just by a smidgen in the end there.
Yeah, pity there wasn't a point for it.
Well, that's one of those things. But awesome effort there, Night Havoc. So I'm sure you'll celebrate with a nice cold drink and enjoy the long-deserved break as well before we get back into things in 2022.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Yes, certainly we'll be having a cold drink tonight for sure.
Definitely. Okay, so now our attention goes to our championship winner. Clearly, Illogical Sports, well done, buddy. What a sensational season you have had in 2021 here at ANZCRL Combined Racing League, and finish off with a Side Endurance Championship is not for the faint-hearted. And I bet you're a very worn-out person. 3 hours with pressing that KERS button plenty of times for a lap. How did that feel, Illogical? Well, one thing is you've been always consistent, and that's what's given you the championship. But I tell you what, Dark Racing 40 did try and give that challenge to you. He did everything to try and put on pole, but J-Rud B, how fast was he in qualifying too, and knocked you out of the park. But at that time, it looked like, Darky's going to get that bonus point and really bring this championship alive. But you did everything you had to do. You just ran your consistent race there in third and picked up that loose pieces from Dark Racing 40 in the Porsche as well, and to finish in second. And elbows out that final corner to make sure that you got that one extra lap to celebrate, mate. So we're all in the commentary rooting for you to get that lap and stay on the lead lap. But J-Rud had other ideas, and you definitely were one committed man to be able to celebrate with a nice donut at the end too. So well done on that superb victory, and I'm sure you will be enjoying a nice drink as well at the end of all that. So well done. So congratulations to you and the P51 Sim Sports teams in that Toyota Gazoo Racing car. You absolutely had it on rail, so well done. Just think. He got caught up, if we look back in the commentary there, which you probably don't want to see, but he did get caught up with Weary Knight actually having a spin coming onto the final corner, and caught him out. He had to back off a bit, and then he ran wide, and then from then it just wasn't the same for him. So, and at that time he was, I think he was about 15, 16 seconds or something behind you on his little charge at the very end there, which may have come to fruition at the very end, but I think his tyres left him, and then he visited the pits a few times. So that was that. But I think, have we got J-Rud in? J-Rud, well, congratulations. What a sensational victory here. And it was said during the broadcast, I think you had, before Britain, the Silverstone event, I think you had about 10 minutes practice or so on the car, and you whacked her on pole, and then you won the race. And again, this week, you weren't too sure you were going to be home in time to be able to run. You got here in time, whacked it on pole with a good little battle between you and Darky for pole position, but actually smashed everyone out of the park by 2 seconds, I think, to get the pole, and led basically start to finish then, mate. So congratulations, and probably one of the fastest races we'll ever see around here, actually. And yeah, definitely, like we also said tonight, Havoc, he got up to a ton. You got to 119 laps, and you probably don't want to see another lap around here for quite a while. Yeah, tell us why you pitted late. Can you just let everyone know, that any viewers that might be still sticking around, why you pitted at near the end there? Okay. Off you go. Well, you had the margin. You could have actually had a cup of tea too at the same time, so well done with that. So, but yeah, nice. So just to clarify, I told everyone watching the stream that you guys ran soft, so you actually ran the hards through the race. There you go. So, yeah, we just didn't know there, because I thought that during practice on Thursday, most ran the soft tyres. I thought they may have run for a session, but obviously the track temperature is way too high for the softs to last a 47-minute stint or so. So yeah, the hards were the go, eh? Okay. All right. Well, we'll wrap that up. So congratulations to Illogical Sports taking out the Endurance Championship, along with Night Havoc in the Team Virtual Drivers Porsche. So well done, guys. Enjoy the Christmas break, and we look forward to releasing some new exciting things for 2022 for all you Xbox sim racers. And as I said during the broadcast, stay tuned for all you PC guys. There could be some things happening with ANZCRL in 2022 for PC. All right, guys. Congratulations, and we'll wrap things up, and enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Thanks, Woody.
See you guys.